What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here alongside Josh Davis. Welcome to Week 18, the final regular season game for the Philadelphia Eagles as they are in MetLife Stadium taking on the New York Giants. What will be a cold, a wet, possibly snowy game, and a game that technically has some meaning today, Josh. As Philadelphia wins or loses, they will most likely play the Tampa Bay Bucks as the 5 seed. But if the Dallas Cowboys lose to those Washington Commanders, then things get very, very interesting. But we, of course, have to see if the Commanders are able to actually pull off a major upset. Still, though, a lot to play for today. Excited for the final regular season game?
I'm pumped. I am absolutely pumped. And shout out to everybody joining us already. What's up? Let us know where you're watching from so we can give you a shout out specifically. But I mean, hey, we'll see how long the starters play, like you're talking about there with Dallas. We'll keep everybody posted who's not able to watch the game of what's going on between the Cowboys and Washington. There's a chance, right? Like we've seen crazier things happen. Like you mentioned, we've already had some stuff with Jags losing and teams that, you would assume maybe could go in and take care of business, getting a playoff spot and other teams not as much to play for. But it's the NFL, so anything could happen. The Cowboys are without both their starting guards. And, it could be recipe for success there, hopefully for Washington. But I don't know. My hopes are not really super high for that.
Mentioned Philadelphia potentially resting starters at some point today, depending on, obviously, the scoreboard and what's happening in their own game against the New York Giants, a team they beat a couple of weeks ago on Christmas Day. They will be resting at least one official starter, and that is Fletcher Cox, who will not be playing today. He is a healthy and active, and obviously being on the wrong side of 30 and many, many miles on the tires, if you will, for the defensive tackle. Getting a rest today makes a lot of sense, although no one else has been said to be resting today besides DeAndre Swift, who's out with a sickness, but that's not resting because he's sick. So we got to keep an eye on how long Philadelphia wants these starters to actually be out there, because they are playing at MetLife Stadium, and we do know that MetLife Stadium has the worst turf in the league. And we watched the Detroit Lions earlier today possibly lose Sam Laporta maybe for the postseason. Are you worried at all about injuries and actually playing the starters in a maybe meaningless game, depending on what Dallas does?
I mean, a little bit, yeah, because you referenced there with MetLife Stadium, and we know what happens. You got the stadium and the weather too, so like I'm not so opposed. I think a lot of us would assume that if DeAndre Swift, this was a playoff game, Swift would be playing, even though he's sick. It's like, okay, hey, we don't need to risk this. Sounded like DeVonta could have been able to play, and because he hasn't missed a game until this in his career, and so he was probably pushing for it. But again, it's like if you don't need to, let's not worry about it too much. So I know the guys and players will say there's not too much scoreboard watching. We're going to go out there and play. They need some momentum. Slay even said it despite him not playing, but he's like, hey, we need to get some momentum going to the playoffs. So hopefully you get something there. But yeah, like I don't want to go out there and there's no reason to be crazy, right? Like if Dallas goes up quick early, hey, let's shut this thing down. We got Tampa that looks beatable in Tampa. We've already beat them this year, but it's not a daunting task, I don't think. And then you also look at maybe you get some upsets. I mean, LA is no slouch, and neither are New Orleans the way they play today, if they can keep that up. So I don't know. There's a potential there. You get some upsets and change the seeding. But I'm interested. I was curious to see how it plays out. Shout out again to everybody in the chat. We got lots of people here from various locations. We got Gail in Delaware, Brittany in Savannah, Georgia. There you go. Brendan Woody in Maryland. Ryan from Atlanta, Fly Eagles Fly. China, Virginia. Baja, California. John Kimsky. Martin Kraus in Germany. Heck yeah, we got a lot from everywhere.
There you go. A lot of people locking in right now, and obviously keep an eye on the playoff picture. You see it on your screen right now. So we know who the one will be in the NFC. That is the San Francisco 49ers. The rest of it remains to be seen, because the Cowboys and Lions, if the Cowboys were to lose and the Eagles lose as well, the Lions would be your 2 seed. If Dallas wins, they're locked into the 2. Lions would be locked into the 3. Philadelphia the 5. The Bucks are also locked into the 4, as they are a division winner, but also the lowest winning overall division winner. And then, of course, you have Packers and Rams right now at 8-8 as the 7 and 9-7 as the 6. The Rams are not playing their starters. They're starting Carson Wentz on the road against the 49ers today. There is a chance here, Josh, that the Rams could be the 7. If the Packers win, they become the 6, and the LA Rams go to Dallas to play the 2-seeded Cowboys if they get a win today, setting up for a very interesting wildcard weekend, which, as we do know, if all the road teams win on wildcard weekend, then someone's coming to Philadelphia if the Eagles were to win as well.
That would be really fun. I think that, again, it's like until we see it, you don't want to really go like, oh, hey, there's a possibility, like you say. I mean, how crazy would it be all of a sudden we're like, hey, guess what? We have a 5 seed. We're going to host a playoff game. But crazier things have happened. So I'm excited about it. Curious to get your thoughts, too, on, we mentioned DeAndre Swift being sick or a little bit of illness, hold him out, whatever the case is there. But a chance to see the running game, a different running game. And you know who I'm about to say, because we haven't seen him basically at all. But Rashaad Penny Now, he's not going to vault into RB1 status because you still have Kenny Gainwell. You still have Boston Scott out there. I expect him to do well. But are we going to get at least a couple carries? Because we've had him active a couple games even, and it's still like you don't put him out there. We're going to finally see him for once.
I mean, we've had this conversation like 6-7 times, maybe this season, at least
That's
during the
final
offseason.
time, yeah.
It's crazy. It is his last chance. No, I think you'll see a lot more Boston Scott today. And again, I'm very curious to see if the Eagles are taking this as a scoreboard watching, play a couple of series, see what's going to happen with the Cowboys, and then rest people, or if this is truly we're going all 4 quarters, we're going to try and get right. I mean, A.J. Brown, according to Fox Sports, met with the team on a players-only meeting and called out people that they need to back up the coaches and stop whining about the coaches, essentially, a little bit earlier this week. It sounds to me the starters are going to give it a go for a majority of this game, at least until Dallas starts blowing things out or the Eagles get a lead. Do you think that this is going to be more used as a get-right game versus a rest game? And if so, I don't see Rashaad Penny playing that much.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think to a certain extent, again, I feel like it'll be somewhat predicated on maybe the first half. I should say that. It wouldn't surprise me like, hey, you know what, first half, we're going to forget about the scoreboard. I don't care if Dallas is up by 40 at the first half. Like, we're going to play the first half, and then we're going to see and fill things out. It wouldn't shock me, though, if, okay, hey, first half is over, and let's get the starters out. No big deal. Rest some guys, make sure everybody's healthy. And then possibly, you get some carries. You see a little bit from Rashaad Penny just because, again, it's like fingers crossed, knock on wood, like hopefully there's no injuries. But I'm just saying, like, if DeAndre Swift were to go down, wouldn't you want him to be like somewhat less of rust because he hasn't carried at all this season? Like I was looking back at the incentives for players, and Rashaad Penny's got, $250,000 if he's in the 350 yards or more range. Like, that's just ridiculous. And I know you put that in the contract for a variety of reasons, and he could have played had there been injuries and all that. But still, it's like the lack of giving him carries. This game, the weather, there's a little to play for. Yes, you need to get that momentum, but it's not a crazy important game in my mind. So I'm like, if we could get Rashaad in there, keep everybody else healthy, that would be my bet and kind of my vote there. But we'll see. We'll see which direction they go. Also, again, we got some more shout outs. Marcus Erickson watching from Minnesota. Shout out to Marcus. We've got Cheesesteak in Chester, Pennsylvania. Meg from Fredericksburg, Virginia. We got a lot of Virginia as well. We got from Sweden, Tommaso. I think that's how you say it. Billings, Montana, too, I believe. And we got Jordy Vleeland. I may not say that correctly, but from Amsterdam. So, again, shout out to everybody. Appreciate the support. Make sure to the like button. If you haven't hit already, make sure to hit that thumbs up.
Shout out to Catherine Mary Grandjean, who did a super sticker, $2 super sticker. We appreciate that. And I see a Benji Boston Scott touchdown at plus 500 anytime. That seems like it could be one that hits. He didn't hit during the first Eagle-Giants game on Christmas like we all thought that he would, but plus 500, get your bets on old Dallas Scott, old Boston Scott right now. Let's just quickly talk about the potential 4-5 matchup on the road against the Bucs. You mentioned a little bit earlier, week 3, Philadelphia went down there. Jalen Hurts had flu-like symptoms in that game. People forgot. They played well. Reed Blankenship had an interception, rained a little bit in that game. And the Bucs today, I mean, they almost lost to the Panthers. The Panthers had a DJ Chark touchdown that he didn't actually hold the football on or hold on to the football when he crossed the plane. The Bucs seem very, very beatable right now, and it's hard to say you'd rather be a 5 than a 2 because you'd always rather be a higher seed. But at least for the first round, I mean, it seems like one of the easier matchups, albeit for an Eagles team that's lost 4 of their last 5.
True. Yeah. It's everything, temper expectations, but you're right. Like, I was watching it too. And as DJ Shark's going in, I'm like, oh, sweet. Hey, just a little drama, right? Something with the Panthers, and sure as the world. Yeah. They're just going to give it up, but the Bucs did not look impressive. And you're right. I think, we've proven that we can beat Tampa again. You go back, it's so much earlier in the season when the defense was playing better. So things can change, but I don't know that even if you go to Tampa, let's say Dallas wins like we're talking about, nothing really shakes up in the standings. It's not a glaring concern, I'd say. In a lot of our shows and our live shows, talking back and forth, texting offline about it, it's like we've kind of said, it's like, yes, every game's important. It's going to be difficult because it's the NFL, but it's like It's not the main concern, really. I think it would be the expectation. It wouldn't surprise if you're playing in Tampa. I don't know. They may already have a line on it, but after this game, if you see like Eagles minus 3.5, minus 4 or whatever going into Tampa, that wouldn't be that surprising. But then it's like, okay, after that is whenever it starts to get real, whether that's going to Dallas, whether that's going to San Francisco, or hey, maybe there's an upset and then you host a playoff game. But there's good potentials here. Again, I think you look across the league and say, there's not a whole lot of teams that you could go, wow, they look unbeatable. Baltimore, you could put up there. San Francisco, close. They did get murdered by Baltimore, but yes, they dominated us whenever they came to Philly. Understandable, but I don't think there's too many teams where you just go, okay, hey, there's no shot. So maybe this is the get right game of sorts. Just pick up a little bit of momentum, but in my mind, the main goal is healthy. If we can come away from this, no main injuries.
Yeah.
The field is trash, as we all know. Like, that is the main fear going into this. So again, hopefully you get all the guys healthy, returned. You're going to have more guys next week anyway, with Slay looking like he'll be returning too. So that should be a big bump for the defense. But just a little bit. This doesn't need to be a crazy game. Change things up. Get a little bit momentum. Stay healthy.
You are going to see the return of one injured player who's been out the past couple of weeks. That's starting linebacker Zach Cunningham, who officially will get to go tonight, at least this afternoon, I should say, alongside Nicholas Morrow. We'll see what they do at Shaq Leonard as well, as that's kind of been a place of contention the past couple of games. This is the linebacker spot without Zach Cunningham being out there. Do you expect him to be a big impact? I mean, obviously Slade coming back is going to be huge. Smitty in the playoff game is going to be big. But do you expect to see Zach Cunningham, we've got him up on your screen right now, making a big impact in terms of the overall look and feel of a defense that's gotten worked the past couple of weeks, especially against the Cardinals?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. I mean, I guess the easy answer to that is yes. It should be a benefit because of what we've seen, or the lack of what we've seen from the linebackers, kind of like you're talking about. So he's been good. He's been, I think, better than maybe what you would have expected to sign him off the street and say, hey, can he provide a little bit of depth or something like that? Like, he is a vital cog of this defense. And you wouldn't have said that before because of Nakobe Dean. And we're going like, yeah, we don't necessarily think we need him. Maybe he plays a part in there. But yes, he is a vital piece, and we've seen him play well even in losses. I mean, you think back to the Dallas game in Dallas, the Eagles looked terrible, but Zach Cunningham graded out well, and he played well. He was moving sideline to sideline. Like, he's got a lot of depth there, and in coverage, at least he's not I'm not saying he's the best, but at least he's not Nicholas Morrow. I mean, unfortunately, every time the quarterback draws back, it's like, hey, where's Nicholas Morrow? And you could just take advantage of it. So I think he'll be vital. Interested to see what he does. Again, glad that he's out there health-wise, but let's keep him fresh. Hopefully we get this right. But again, as Briggs says here, I get goosebumps every Sunday because the Eagles be something else. And that's a good way to describe them. They be something else. We don't exactly know what it is, but hopefully it's good this day.
Obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on some of the other games that are happening right now because they do matter for not just Philadelphia, but for the playoff picture as well. Bears and Packers. Packers lose, Seahawks win. The Packers are out. Packers win, and the Seahawks, it does not matter overall. They will be the number 7 seed. Broncos Raiders is virtually irrelevant now. Then, of course, Philadelphia and the Giants. There's your Seahawks taking on the Cardinals and Glendale at State Farm Stadium. That, again, will matter for overall wild card seeding and who Philadelphia could potentially play. Again, it's basically going to come down to whether we're the 2 or the 5. Chargers and Chiefs is a nothing burger, as they're going to be seeing backups in that one. Rams 49ers also, I mean, it matters a little bit just because the Rams are either going to be the 6 or the 7, and that could be a Eagle opponent if Philadelphia were to somehow win today along with a Cowboy loss. And then, of course, tonight, Bills and Dolphins. All of these games we're going to keep an eye on, but really that Cowboys-Commanders one is one you're going to want to stick up with here on our channel. We're going to check in on that one often and early all day long as Philadelphia is just getting ready to head out onto the field. Quick shout-out to Anthony Combs, the $2 Go Birds Super Chat. Go Birds, appreciate that. We're going to get an eye on Jalen Hurts now as I have the broadcast up and ready to go, Josh. Let me know where you are at as we try and sync up with everybody watching here, as it is a very empty MetLife Stadium. Very empty MetLife Stadium. Looks like the Giants are going to get the ball first.
All right. I'm, let's see, refreshing this here. Well, I'm sure we'll get connected or up to date. This is usually a regular thing, but I will let you know.
All right. Giants in their blue tops with their white bottoms, Eagles green pants, white tops as their usual road uniforms. Not a lot of snow. If you watched the NFL Red Zone channel in the first half of the slate today up in Boston, very close to New York. Very, very, very nasty with a lot of snow and a lot of rain as well early on. It looks like it's just going to be an overcast day at MetLife Stadium as Elliott puts his foot to the ball, and we are underway for the final regular season game here on CBS. Glad you guys are watching with us, and we're going to go ahead and get to see the Eagle defense first. That was horrific last week. A defense that did not force a punt the entire day, and yet it was 21-6 at halftime is the crazy part of that game. The defense had 6 points, and they also had a pick 6, but it didn't really matter because the second half was absolutely terrible. All right, here we go. Tyrod Taylor. He will break the huddle with Saquon Barkley, who's going to be a free agent after this year, along with Derrick Henry, a couple of free agent running backs who I'm sure we'll talk about at some point this offseason on our channels. But let's focus on what's at hand right now, and the starting Eagle defense is out there. Taylor takes the snap, four-man pressure, faces a little bit of it as he rolls to his right. He steps up and throws to a wide-open receiver across the 40. That's Slayton to the 44, and a nice big gain there on first down for the Giants.
All righty, there you go. I'm probably about 6 seconds or so behind, but I did see the play, so we're at 36 on the play clock.
All right, tell me when they start showing Tyrod Taylor. They're showing his stats right now.
All right,
is what I have on my screen.
Stats. Yep, just seeing his stats now.
All right, we'll make sure we're linked up as always. YouTube a little bit behind. I'm at 23 seconds on the play clock. 22, 21, 20.
1 second behind you. We're basically right there.
All right, I paused it. They motion across the formation. Taylor in the gun. Barkley to his right. Takes the snap. Turn, give Barkley up the middle. And there's Jordan Davis. He was in a lot of, let's say, controversial tweets earlier this week. He makes a stop on first down and 10 for a gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9.
Yeah, controversial to say the least. It's funny. You see a lot of glaring holes with its defense, but some players get singled out, sometimes rightfully so, sometimes wrongfully so. But yes, glad to see him make an impact play there. I think the players are fired up for the criticism, but also just get this thing right.
Second down and 9. Oh, there's Barkley hitting the backfield. There's Reddick coming off the edge. Sure. That's a loss of a couple of yards. It'll be third down and long. And this horrific Eagle run defense, which crazily was one of the best in the league halfway through the season, and it just tanked the past couple of weeks. At least for the first 2 or 3 snaps of the game, they look pretty good here. Here's third and long for an Eagle defense to try to get off the field.
That looked very reminiscent. Honestly, it's like the Giants didn't learn from last time that we played him. When Hassan Reddick comes right around the edge, because you're not going to stop him. He easily gets to Saquon Barkley. No blocker there.
Third and 13. Ricks and Ringo, your 2 cornerbacks. Bradbury in the slot. Here comes a 4-man pressure. Taylor steps up. He's going to go deep right side, and that is going to be incomplete. There's a little bit of contact and no flag. Eli Ricks in coverage, and how about a 3 and out for the Eagle defense?
Love seeing that. I was interested as they were getting lined up too, because Rick starts backing off immediately. He's like, okay, are you going to give him the first down? But they take a deep shot there, and he's pretty much running with step for step. Receiver falls, but that's nothing. I mean, they're both, yeah, that's nothing.
Be a very interesting. It will be very interesting to watch what Philadelphia does when Slay comes back, as the Giants get the punt off at the 30. This is a really, really poor punt that's going to be caught by Cubby. Fair caught at the 15, make it a 16, a low kick. But to finish that sentence as Jalen Hurts trots back out here, Josh. Okay, Slay comes back next week. You've been playing Ringo, you've been playing Ricks, but you haven't really made a differentiation between the two, right? They played basically the same amount with Bradbury playing outside, playing in the slot. Which of the 2 rookies do you think gets the boot when Slay comes back next week?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I would prefer probably seeing Ringo. Rick's just made a good play, though. I mean, he's had some good coverage. I feel like as over the last couple weeks, he didn't play great against Arizona. So again, it's like rookies, it could be a little bit of a crapshoot on like, okay, who's going to be the better performer? But I just like Ringo's physicality. I know Rick's can be too, but just a bigger, more physical stature. So, and he's really shown up for the most part in the run game. He's not afraid to be physical, try to make tackles there. Overall, like, I mean, we all know this, but the Birds defense needs to be better in tackling the football as they have in recent weeks. But I'd say probably leaning more towards Ringo. But overall, I think that Bradbury, as much as you're paying him, I know that you could make the argument of like, hey, we've got all this invested in Bradbury, but everyone in the comments knows, everybody knows from watching the games is like, sorry, but James Bradbury has not done enough to prove that to us. You know, if you want to play him on certain packages, put him in there in the slot against specific guys who may match up a little bit better. But other than that, no, Slay's got to be on the field for sure. That's without question. But then I'd probably lean Ringo.
All right, well, we're going to see what happens, obviously, when the defense trots back out here, but it is Eagle football, and so it is Hurts. It is the starting Eagle offense. If there was any question about that, I think Lane Johnson kind of ruined the surprise a couple of days ago when he basically told the media that he's, excited to play and start, and so Philadelphia starters will be out there for at least the time being. And for those wondering where the Cowboys score is at, because we will check on that throughout the day, Commanders started with the football, and they have a 4th down and 1 at the Washington 50. As Sam Howell, they got a first down. So first down into Cowboy territory there. Again, keep an eye on that one. Dallas without both of their starting guards. And I think they are, 4 and 6 all time when not playing without Zach Martin? There's something crazy like that to where it's a game we're going to keep an eye on. This is not a guaranteed blowout, even though most of us would have believed that it's going to be a very easy win for the Dallas Cowboys. So we will watch that and keep an eye on that for the majority of the day tonight.
You're saying there's a chance? You're saying there's a chance.
And again, seeding is one thing, but winning the NFC East to be the first team to do it in the NFC East since the Eagles did back in 2020 or 2003, going back to back. I mean, seeding be damned. I still want to win the NFC East, so it'd be really fun to see if they could do it, but we'll see.
Yeah, that was the biggest heartbreak to me, honestly, of just the seeding perspective.
All right, Hurts in the gun. Eagles in their all-white uniforms with their green pants. Motion Watkins across the formation. Gainwell is your starting back with DeAndre Swift out with a sickness. And Hurts will stamp his foot, take a snap. Here comes a blitz. Steps up in the pocket, fires across the middle. Caught. There's Quez Watkins. How about number 16 making his first catch in, I don't have the stat, but a very, very long time. Surprised to see him out there today, but no Smitty, and so it makes sense.
Yeah, we're going to see him. I immediately, as soon as you see the 16, it doesn't give me great vibes, but obviously, with like you say, with Smitty out, probably going to see him. Hopefully you don't have too many crazy mistakes, or maybe he'll play well.
Second down and 2 from the Eagle 25. Looks like another blitz potentially being shown here. Eagles in the same formation. Here's a read option, turn give, Gainwell, and he almost broke it for a big gain there, but he got enough for the first down. There's number 14, who's not gotten a lot of run the past couple of weeks, with Swift having some decent games. But again, as DeAndre Swift is out, you'll see a lot of 14 today, and he gets an Eagle first down there on the opening drive.
I'm curious to see if the Eagles can kind of, I don't know, assert that dominance or reassert the dominance that they did have against New York. Because, I mean, we remember they were up big in the first half. What was it, like 20-6 or something very big against the Giants, and then obviously let them come back and get into the game. So the recipe for success is there. They just got to stop being so confusing with the play calling.
Here's a run out of the pistol as Gainwell dives forward across the 30. He gets about 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7. A.J. Brown was in motion earlier in that one. Very curious to see what A.J. can do. He was the conversation for a lot of people earlier this week. He had the press conference where he told everybody it's not the coach's fault, it's on us. He apparently had a team-only meeting a couple of days ago. He's been very vocal trying to turn this Eagles season around, despite media members trying to take shots at him often and early in newspapers. And even though he didn't need to play today in a game that may or may not mean something, I'd like to see him out there and making some big plays here. Second down and 8, though. Hurts, play fake. Here comes a blitz, steps up. He's going to roll to his left, still looking. Here comes some trouble. Now he's going to throw it out of bounds to be incomplete. And there's a blitz that has caused some trouble for Philadelphia all season long, Josh, including that play right there. It'll be third down and 8.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to show us the down the field view, because sometimes it's hard to know exactly what he was looking at. But so many times they show blitz or they see blitz coming, and the Eagles have these go routes or these really long developing routes. It's like time and time again, like you said, it's you got to have something. You got to have a hot route, something to be able to beat the blitz, and we just don't see it.
Third down and 8, 11-18 to go here, first quarter, 0-0. Eagles first possession from their 30. Potential another blitz coming from Wink Martindale's Giant defense. Hurts looks at it with 3 to go on the play clock. Takes the snap. Here comes that pressure. Hurts rolls to his right. Makes a man miss. He's got some room to run. Still looking. Now he's going to fire, and that is going to be incomplete. And yet again, the blitz gets to Philadelphia, and the Eagles get one quick first down, and they're going to punt this ball away.
I mean, you said it. There's the blitz coming. You see it coming. You know it's going to be there. And there's, once again, no answer. I think that was that the corner, was that Flott maybe who was running free, or was that McKinney? One of the blitzers there. I couldn't tell which corner that was, but I mean, just a completely free release, no one to block him, and Hurts has to force out.
Braden Mann gets this one away with minimal problems. Good punt, booming down, caught at the 15. Sidney Brown misses a tackle. Here comes the returner, tackled by Lovato to the 23, and it will be first down and 10 for the second possession for Tyrod Taylor and the Giant offense.
All right, well, not the most promising offensive drive.
Quick check-in on the Cowboy game here. The looks like the Washington Commanders went for it on fourth down. They did not get it, and it was a turnover on downs is what I'm seeing right here. That is correct. They could not get it on fourth down and 1. Dallas takes over inside their own 30. Keep an eye on that all game long here. Yep. As that is what we are scoreboard watching. Bears 3-0 over the Packers. That matters for the 7th seed in the NFC. No other team has scored besides the 49ers, who have a rushing touchdown from Elijah Mitchell on the Rams, who are resting players because they have clinched a playoff spot. Whether it's the 6th or 7th seed remains to be seen. Cranky Cletus says 0 blitz protection. Yeah, that has been a common theme, and some slow developing routes. That was also a common theme. So if you're wondering if they were going to fix everything in one possession, the answer is a very resounding no.
Yep, not really giving Jalen a whole lot to go with there either. Like you say, I mean, there's not getting the blocking, so even on a route that maybe you try to develop to beat the blitz, he wasn't going to have a lot of time, but impossible in that situation. Twisty here says Martin and Tyler Smith are out for Dallas. Yep. So I'm really pulling for Washington right now. Haha. Yes, I think that's just about all of us here in the chat. We were pulling for Washington. Hopefully they can surprise us, maybe take advantage of Dallas being without the offensive lineman. B Cornball, he says, here we go. I'm already a couple Miller Lights in. God help us.
Okay. There you go.
It's early, but I mean, hey, ultimately, like we were talking about kind of in the open or the pregame, it's like the game in itself, whether we, I mean, surely we hopefully would win if we're going to play our starters. But I guess I'm saying in terms of like, if Dallas is going to lose or Dallas is going to win seeding wise, that's not huge. It's just, it still feels like the same thing of, can we see a change? Will we see something to give us a little more hope going into the playoffs, having some momentum? Because it feels different, right? Like, I mean, if we look at last season, it was similar. You're going into a Giants game and, you don't look that great when you need to get a win. You're trying to get a win, get some momentum, things like that. But it was different in a way of, you had Jalen coming back from injury. You're going to play the Giants the following week too. So you don't want to get super creative, open up the playbook or just show some new wrinkles. So I get that, but it's just, there's a different feel, right? Again, we're stumbling with the starters versus stumbling with a Gardner Minshew. And is Jalen going to be okay? How much injured is he? So I don't know. It's I guess we'll see. Is unfortunately, speaking of Minshew, they're out now. Crazy game last night.
Tyrod Taylor takes a snap at first down at 10. Quick cross out the middle. Wide open. Big first down there. There goes the Giant receiver. Across the 50. Still going. He's down to the 30, down to the 41-yard line. And you'll notice a missing Eagle on that play. Sidney Brown was carried to the Blue Medical tent after the first possession. And so Sidney Brown is out of the game right now. Kevin Byard came on a very late blitz that had no chance of getting there. And they threw a slant right behind it. And that's a massive running catch by Wan'Dale Robinson, and that's a great example of the Eagle defense. And these blitzes that they call from so far back in the secondary, they have no chance of getting to the quarterback. It just blows my mind. First down.
None.
Taylor in the gun into the Eagle side of the field, 40-yard line now. He takes a snap, looks right, throws right. That's caught. There's Slayton again as he's popped out of bounds by Bradbury. That's a gain of 7, maybe 8. Be second down and short. And the Eagle defense that had a very quick 3 and out is looking a little more Eagle defense-y the past couple of weeks on this drive.
Yep, you said it too. It's same old. Like every team knows it. Get the ball out quick. Attack the middle of the field. Until you flood the middle of the field, change things up, drastic schemes. It's just time and time again. A blitz doesn't help you. People are saying, "Hey, get to the quarterback. We need more pressure. We got to get sacks," but not help you that way.
There's another RPO across the middle, and that's caught by Hodgins. That's a first down in front of James Bradbury. And so 3 straight passes, 2 of which go to the middle of the football field, and Giants now have their first roll into the red zone. What you don't want today, Josh, regardless of seeding, is to look bad and lose to the Giants heading into the postseason, or nobody's going to pick you to beat the Bucs next week. So let's just keep that in mind here today.
True. I would love the underdog role as if we're not already there, but yeah, Martin says, same old D. So
looks
far,
like it.
That's what it feels like.
Here comes a 4-man pressure on first down at 10. There's a throw to the middle, incomplete. There's some good defense there. Morrow, Cunningham, and Bradbury all forming a triangle around Slayton. And so it'll be second down at 10 for Tyrod Taylor and the 5-11 Giants. A little bit of pressure there.
This is what it's going to come down to. I was going to say Jalen Carter and Hassan Reddick coming around the edge, but mainly Jalen Carter. And I think that's what it's going to come down to is like if you get the pressure, but it has to be lightning fast wins on the D-line because the ball's coming out so quick.
Second down at 10. Taylor under center, takes the snap, turn give, that's going to be to Barkley, makes 1-man miss, 2-man miss, and then falls across the 10 for another first down. There's Blankenship and Byard taking a tackle on a running back, something you never want to hear, and that is another Giant first down to be first down and goal.
Man, it's just you've
nobody
got
home.
5 D linemen, and you're just being pushed out of the way. Easy hole for Barkley there.
Saquon Barkley's 84 yards away from 1,000. You think they're going to feature him a lot today to try to get that 1,000-yard bonus that I'm sure is in his contract. He's in right now on first down and goal from the Eagle 8. Here's a give to Barkley running up the middle, and there's some good Eagle run defense. He's met in the hole by Zach Cunningham, and it looked like Moro Ojomo as well, the rookie out of Texas, getting some run today. He played well last week, playing a little bit more today with Fletcher Cox being healthy and active, getting some rest before the Eagles' playoff game next week.
Please get him some more looks. You have to. Something's not working on the D-line anyway. You might as well get him some more pressures.
Dallas Cowboys have scored on a 3-yard passing touchdown from Dak Prescott to Jordan Tolbert. So 7-0 Cowboys in the one we're all keeping an eye on. Matters here, though. Second down and goal. Tyrod Taylor going to throw. Steps up. Sees some pressure. Hit. There's a sack. And it's Marlon.
There you go.
And I think it's Marlon on this tackle there, along with Moro Ojomo.
Hey, how about that?
Tuloti Pope.
Not the expected.
I always mess up his last name. I tried not to say it. There's a good sack there by the defensive tackle and a good coverage sack, I'd say, for Philadelphia.
Heck yeah. I don't know if they'll give it all to Tui Pulotu or they're going to be a Jomo splitting the sack, but not the guys you'd expect. But kudos to the coverage because it was at least long enough to keep Tyrod Taylor, and then he tries to take off and run. You close in on him.
They're dead in goal. They're going to go empty 5 receivers now. Philadelphia has their backup defensive line, and including Jalen Carter and Brandon Graham. Here goes Tyrod, going to run on 3rd and goal. He has a chance to get to the pylon and shoved out of bounds by Kevin Byard, and no harm, no foul. 4th and goal from the 5. If you're a 5-win Giant team, I think you're going for this, right, Josh?
Probably, yeah. I would. You have nothing to lose, so I would think so.
They are not, though. They are kicking the field goal.
Wow, okay. Kicking a field goal, yeah.
One thing to note for the Commander game, the Commanders lose, and they lock up the number 2 overall pick. A Commander win really hurts their draft stock. So I'm not saying people tank in the NFL, because that never happens, right? But maybe there's a little tanky there. Something crazy were to happen.
Yeah, and their owner, Josh Harris, knows what he's doing. He's not a stranger to tanking. Let's just say that. So it would surprise me if. Hopefully they do. Maybe there's just, let's play for pride, play for Ron Rivera, who sounds like he'll be out on Monday. At least reports are expecting that he'll be gone. So one last game for Ron, maybe. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's hey, let's try to lose this thing. Let's get the number 2 pick.
Giants field goal up and good. They go to commercial break with Tyrod Taylor clutching his hand.
Oh,
keep an eye on that, as it could be Tommy DeVito, who was benched in the Christmas Day loss to Philadelphia and has not returned since. This also might be Tyrod Taylor's last game, as he has said he's going to retire at the end of the season. So we'll keep an eye on all of that, as you'll get to see Jalen Hurts and the Eagle offense coming up here after the break.
Oh, man, they got a card out for Sidney Brown.
Yep.
I don't know if you
just saw that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not good.
Yep, there you go. There is the turf doing what the turf does, already to Sidney Brown. Boy, you would just love to get a lead and get out of this game very, very quickly without any injuries, right? Because you don't want to lose, and you don't want to have negative momentum heading into the postseason, but you also don't want to lose players, and you would hate to see a couple of guys start to go down with already one in Sidney Brown being gone in the first possession.
Yeah, that would not be good. Man, that's what we were talking about. Got to stay healthy, but this is what always seems to happen here. The fact that it's also taking a cart to get him to the locker room instead of walking is definitely not a good sign. Every single time. It's ridiculous.
All right, keeping an eye on a couple of the other games happening right now, as the Commanders are getting the ball back shortly, down 7-0. Rams still 7-0 there. We'll keep an eye on Carson Wentz's first start in what feels like a very, very long time. Seahawks Cardinals 0-0. The Broncos Raiders, not really a big deal in that one, 0-0. And the Bears 3-0 over the Packers, who... This Packers-Seahawks battle for the 7th seed right now, Josh, is very interesting to see who gets to go on and take on the Cowboys, most likely, who instead goes ahead and not even make the postseason. Who's got to play right now? The Red Hot Rams. A lot of people are saying the Rams are the scariest wildcard team. Obviously not Philadelphia, based on losing 4 of the last 5. You wonder if the Rams, in benching people today, don't want to play the Lions, who are probably going to be the 3 seed, and instead want to play the Cowboys, who would be the 7 or the 2. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all kind of shakes out at the end of today.
Yeah, there's surely going to be some upsets. I mean, as much kind of like going back and forth as we've gone this season, where it's like, oh, hey, this team looks good. Oh, maybe this one. And then you got, losing streaks and surprises and upsets and all this other stuff. It's like there's no way in my mind that we have a very predictable, like, oh, hey, the top seeds are just winning. So we should probably see some crazy stuff. And again, like we mentioned, there's a possibility that you could host a playoff game. But can we see something different? Because as Big Wick Trader says, our team is just not going to do anything in the playoffs. These series matter. They couldn't even come out hot. First opening possession. I don't think you like seeing what you did so far. So
looks like Tyrod Taylor is going to be okay. I think he's getting a little ice on his hand, or maybe it's those hand warmers, but keep an eye on that as Hurts will trot back out. Welcome in almost 800 people watching between both shows. If you give the show a thumbs up, we'd appreciate it. We're only at 146 likes right now, so if you've not liked the show yet, just hit that thumbs up button. Helps us out, helps more people find the broadcast, and we would greatly appreciate it. So Let's keep an eye on Taylor. Garrett's DeVito would be the guy. And here comes Hurts and Gainwell to his left with 3 receivers. And Dallas Goedert slot to the near side. First down and 10 from the Eagle 25. Second possession of the first quarter for the Bird offense. Hurts takes the snap. Here comes a delayed blitz from the left. Hurts sees it, throws left side. That's caught. Gain about 4. There's Dallas Goedert as another out route for Philadelphia's offense. Looks like it's going to set up a second down and 7, depending on where they spot that ball.
It's at least better because, as we've seen with the blitz, you haven't been able to pick it up or have some type of hot route. Hits it with Goddard, that's fine. Just move forward. You got to move forward when you get the blitz rather than just immediately bail and have to throw it out of bounds or take a loss.
Second down and 6. Giants looking like they're going to bring an extra blitzer. They do again. Here's a run right side to Kenny Gainwell. Makes a man miss. There goes Gainwell across the 40. Gainwell to the 50. There goes Kenny Gainwell with a block from Watkins into Giant territory. And that might be the biggest run of the past couple of weeks for Philadelphia. I can't remember one longer than that. That's into Giant territory, running behind Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson. They pulled Kelsey, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know when. I can't think of, honestly, off the top of my head, the last time there was a run like that. But yes, the pull from Kelsey opens up the hole. Gainwell hits it hard, and hey, Quez even, gets a block downfield. How about that?
Hurry to the line, play fake. Hurts standing in a pocket. He's going to bail out to the right side now. Still rolling. Now he's going to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get Gainwell out of the backfield. Be second down and 10 as we dip below 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. But nice to see the running game get going a little bit. They got it going 2 weeks ago when they played the Giants on Christmas Day as a big DeAndre Swift day. But overall, second half of the season, the run game has been very, very, very up and down, with a lot more down than up. Let's just say that. We'll see what they can do here, though, as they have marched into Giant territory.
As Gail Forbes may have jinxed it in the right way, said looking the same way they have the last 5 weeks, and then broke the Gainwell run. So thank you, Gail, for that.
Giants again looking like they're going to show pressure. Second down and 10 for Hurts, standing at the 45-yard line on the Giant logo. Here comes 6 men coming after Philadelphia. Easy pass across the formation to Watkins, who steps out of bounds a yard short of the first down. That was the best blitz pickup of the day, as Hurts had a very, very clean pocket. And it'll be third down and a short 2. And I don't know if we're in brotherly shove position yet, but they could if they wanted to.
And kudos to Kenny G. I know we say this, but like his ups and downs and, maybe some frustrations at times, but pass blocking, pass protection for Kenny G is usually pretty good. So picked up there, no chance for Hurts to get this off unless he does pick up that blitz. And you're right. Here we go.
Here comes a brotherly shove, and it will be a first down for Philadelphia as Goddard shoves Hurts in the backside for a gain of 1, as they must have spotted that ball a little bit closer than 2 yards. Rashaad Penny was in on that snap as well, getting the big body running back to, use that big body and shove Jalen Hurts. There you go, a 23 sighting.
All right. You're not going to use him any other way. Might as well put him on the field.
All right, first down Philadelphia, fresh set of downs in Giant territory. You had Goddard, Zacchaeus, and Penny shoving Hurts across the formation, and they put the ball at the 29-yard line of the Giants, and the Hurts are going to have Rashaad Penny in the pistol behind Jalen Hurts. Baby. Here we go. 4 in the play clock, 3 in the play clock. Hurts takes the snap. Turn, give Rashaad Penny running across the line to gain. He gains a yard, and that's the most excitement we've seen in a very long time from Rashaad Penny.
All right. Let's go. You ran Rashaad Penny. Nothing special, but you did run him the ball.
Give the show a thumbs up for Rashaad Penny getting the carry. Come on. Got to be excited about something, right?
It's a Rashaad sighting, and he's staying in. Let's go.
Wow.
Come on.
Tommy DeVito warming up on the sideline right now for the Giants. 7-0 Cowboys over the Commanders, keeping an eye on that. 61 total yards for Philadelphia. They got a second down and 9 from the 28-yard line of the Giants. Penny to the right of Hurts in the gun. Here's a play fake. Hurts stops, throws, caught. That's A.J. Brown across the game, and then he fumbled the football, and it's going to be a Giant recovery, and A.J. Brown is grabbing his knee. Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
That is the worst news by far. Yeah,
AJ is grabbing the knee. Oh, my goodness. This is not real.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
He just blew his knee, didn't he? RPO slant across the formation, and he just takes a step and then collapses. Dropped the ball, too.
It didn't even look like he did.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, gosh. Did he get... Oh, I think he's as he's going down. Oh my gosh, no.
Did he just blow his ACL? Did they really? Are they
Oh,
really gonna just further blow this season up by playing the starters and getting your best player injured after all that? Oh man, an
you gotta be
ACL for
kidding me.
Week 18 would be the worst possible thing in the entire world. There's no way that just happened.
Oh,
There's no way that just happened.
and the way that he was holding it too there, I
Yep.
just, oh my
So Sidney
gosh, you gotta
Brown's
be
already
kidding me.
out. AJ Brown. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh boy. Well, if you wanted no hope in the playoffs, but on top of what already was very little hope, you get AJ Brown out of the game and probably done for the season. Oh man.
I can't believe that. I really can't believe it. I mean, it's already we're just doing so terrible, but
AJ Brown has limped off the field without any help. He has stood up and limped off the field. All right,
I
so
mean
they
that's
didn't.
kind of positive, but like I'm wondering if it's just him to please be legit. You know, sometimes this guy's heading out and like just trying to prove it and be tough or whatever, you know, but like that just didn't look good in the way that he stayed down and held his knee.
Oh boy. All right,
Uh
we're keeping an eye. We're keeping an eye on this. Apparently, he did stand up. Oh, please just be okay. Please just be okay. Although the worst part of all of this is the fact that you have no bye and you have to play next week. And it's a fumble, so it's going to be giant ball regardless.
yeah.
AJ is up off the feet into the medical
None of
tent.
us Yeah, obviously none of us really care too much about the fumble, the fact that he got injured there. So it's maybe it's just like a strain. He just kind of gets rolled up. It looks like he
Yeah.
gets rolled up maybe with his knee there, but
Mm.
that's I don't know. Hopefully it's not too serious.
Oh, man. Are they ever going to fix this damn field? This field is unbelievable. As Tommy DeVito comes
Yeah.
out as the starting quarterback in for Tyrod Taylor. DeVito is going to do a play fake, roll to his right, steps up, Nolan Smith pressuring. Now he's going to be hit and sacked by Keely Ringo.
There
Might
you
have
go.
gotten back to the original line of game, but we all are really worried about the situation going on with A.J. Brown. We're going to try and get
Yeah.
an update here as quickly as we can.
Yeah, and Nicole Schaefer says, "Can someone tell me what happened to AJ? I live in Atlanta and can't watch the game. Sorry." The reactions that I think a lot was just like, "Oh my gosh." So maybe not as descriptive, but like we were saying before, he got a slant. He's running across the middle of the field, gets brought down. It's a little bit of a drop tackle, but not terrible. It's not like his leg got completely pinned, but it looks like his knee kind of bent the wrong way.
But he did get up and trot, well, not trot, but limp off the field. He's still in the blue
Yeah.
medical tent. There's a second down carry for Barkley for a gain of 4. Second down and 6, as I'm trying very hard to give you updates here on what is going on via Twitter. Because obviously the beat writers are going to be in there seeing things happen before we do. Here we go. Third down and 6. No update on A.J. Brown yet. Right now, can the Eagle defense get off the field? DeVito in the gun. Barkley to his left from the Giant 31. Takes a snap. 4-man pressure. Steps up, throws right. That's going to be caught. And just short of the line to gain. Good tackle there by Avonte Maddox. Giant arm brace and all on Hyatt. And I think it's going to be about a yard short. And yes, it will be 4th down and 1. Update from the Giants, or from the Cowboy game. The Cowboys had a 32-yard field goal that was blocked and returned back into Cowboy territory by the Commanders, who have a 4th down and goal from the Dallas 2 right now. And it looks like you're going to have the Giants punt. And they are, from their 34.
Okay.
There's a left-handed punt. Left-footed punt, sorry. It'd be fair caught by Covey. No, he's going to let it roll. And that's going to die at
Oh.
about the 9-yard line. There is a flag. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the Eagle 10-yard line. And now we're going to keep an eye on the injuries as Tommy DeVito was limping to the sideline. We got to sort the flag out. There's A.J. Brown walking under his own power, going to the locker room. That seems to be good, right?
Okay. Yep.
If there was something, why don't we just try and ask some people? My PT fiance. Walking a good sign? We'll get some doctor's
I mean,
updates here
It's more
gotta be
promising
good,
than
right? It's
being
gotta be good.
carted off the field, but
I did not
all
hear
right.
that
No,
penalty.
it's no flag. They were thinking it was ineligible man downfield, no flag. Yeah, interesting too. I mean, the Giants, you see AJ there again. He's walking off to the locker room. I hope Shelley says rebuking and praying for healing mercy to AJ. We need a miracle. Fade into you says, please let AJ be okay. Rex says, bro, this field is terrible. Yeah, because Jalen Hyatt's also, I think he went down. He was holding his leg, I think. This field is it's trash. Who's the Giants' third string? Who is that going to be? That's
I don't know. We got to figure that out because DeVito seemingly is a question mark right now. Yeah, well, Nicole made a good point. Carson Wentz walked up the field all the way to the locker room when he blew out his knee. That is a fair point.
Yeah.
Although, as, again, doctor of physical therapy, Thomas Mott's fiance says, always good that he's walked instead of being carted out. Could be a sprain or a bone bruise. Unlikely to be able to walk if the ACL was fully gone. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, that is not an official report. That is a one PT's opinion, but she knows
official medical personnel, so
knows more than I do. As the Commanders have a 4th down and goal from the Dallas 1, we're keeping an eye on that game as well. But yes, the fact that he walked off the field is a very good sign. Although Wentz had a pretty significant limp when he was walking off the field, right? Didn't he significantly walk off the field?
I mean, that's what I remember. Yeah,
I didn't see a limp from AJ as he walked off. Not that we know anything because we are not doctors, but
I mean, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's speculation. Mr. Chris says, I'm not sold that it's a good sign. Just going to cross my fingers and hope. But that's basically what we're doing. Just try to be positive, optimistic. Who knows for sure? I mean, obviously, it's better than, like we said, getting completely carted off the field because you can't walk. But we've seen crazy things. I mean, I guess it depends on what position you play too, right? Because like, didn't Phillip Rivers play without his ACL was fully torn? He had a brace and whatnot.
A little different, I would say.
I mean, right. But still, it's like, I guess you could technically walk off the field without it. But yeah, he wasn't favoring it too much. So maybe we get lucky. But that's the bigger question, I think, becomes like, should you just go ahead and like call it? What are we doing? You see the field now that it's a little bit slippery. Maybe the field's already terrible. You got some guys injured as it is. Like, how long do you leave the guys out there?
Jacob Eason is your 3rd string quarterback for the Giants, with Tommy DeVito potentially having also a hand injury, although he was limping at the end of that one as well. Either way, the Eagles starters remain in the game. No A.J. Brown, no DeVonta Smith. So it's Quez Watkins, Julio Jones in right now, as Hurts is going to throw Julio's way. There's a catch across the 15 up to the 18-yard line. And this makes you feel like the Eagle receiver group we had back when Carson Wentz was the quarterback. Old people and washed-up third stringers, and that's who you're going to roll with the rest of the day today because there's no way A.J. comes back.
Goodness. Yeah, they're saying what? Listed officially as questionable? Yeah, there's no way A.J.'s coming back on the field.
Nope.
You don't put him back out there. Hey, Commanders.
Did they score?
They scored.
They did. 7-7. Yep. All right. Got to find the
Let's
positives.
Go. Let's go.
Hurts in the pistol. Here's a 2nd down and 5 run. There's Gainwell, and he might have gotten to the 1st down. He might be a yard short as well. Effort. He was running behind, it looked like big Jordan Mailata and even Grant Calcaterra down there blocking. And you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets and a lot of Olamide Zaccheaus would be my guess here as the Eagles are going to go hurry up on 3rd and 1. Here comes a brotherly shove from their own 24-yard line. And that's going to be a offsides on Okereke as he speared right into Jalen Hurts, and that'll be a 1st down for Philadelphia, but that looked like he was launching at our quarterback.
Yeah, like if he snaps it, I mean, that's a 15-yard penalty almost. I mean,
that's dangerous.
He's not full force, clearly, but still, like the fact that he's kind of leading with his helmet almost there.
Jeez, you talk about not playing your starters. You're basically not playing any starters at your skill position now. It's all backups with AJ and Smitty now out. Starting O-line, starting tight end, and Jalen Hurts. So, take for that as you will. 1st and 10. Hurts in the Eagle backups from the 29-yard line. Here's a give that's going to be Gainwell up the middle. There goes Gainwell. He's across the 40, and he's got another 1st down, and this is the most life we've seen from an Eagle rushing attack in a couple of weeks. Sneak in a Carnivore Aaron Trades $5 super chat. $5 says Commanders win and we win without Brown. Hey, I mean, right now, that bet looks good. But I'll believe it when I see it. I will believe it when I see it.
Yeah. I would love to see it though, for sure. But yeah, let's keep the running game going, especially like you said. I mean, skill position players are not there. So as Sturdy says, more Penny. I mean, yeah, let Gainwell keep going. Spell him with Rashaad Penny. Maybe we get a Boston Scott sighting, put him out there a little bit.
Hey,
you should be able to run on this team, especially now that the snow's coming down a little bit more,
Yeah.
as we saw on the broadcast. Like, you just should. There's no reason to risk it than doing anything else. The run game's working. Keep attacking with it.
Trying to get updates as best we can on the A.J. Brown situation, but have not seen an update yet. All we have is that he's questionable to return due to a knee injury, which is what you say whenever you go to the locker room, no matter what. So,
yep.
Oh, man. It really is, though, the one player. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of players. You wouldn't want to see Kelsey or Hurts or anybody, but A.J. Brown has been criticized completely unfairly the majority of the season. He took it upon himself this week to try and, be the leader in the room and be like, hey, guys, let's not blame the coaches. Let's do an all players meeting. I mean, he's tried to be the guy all week long, and to get hurt on the second drive of the game would just be brutal for a guy who's trying to get Philadelphia into the postseason and who I think genuinely believes that if Philly can get in, which they are, and get hot, which they aren't yet, but maybe could, anything's possible. We've seen crazier things happen from wildcard teams, but you just hate to see your leader in number 11, who's been grinding this season, and Pro Bowl selection yet again, go down on what is the worst field in the NFL that Roger Goodell and the rest of the owners refuse to do anything about. I mean, all it is writing a check, Josh. That's all this field is. Someone has to write a check. And the NFL made how many billions of dollars this year, and they can't write a check for a couple $1 million? It's just amazing. It really is amazing.
I don't fully understand it either. I was watching I guess a documentary or something like that on how they switch out the field and the turf between like the Jets and the Giants games and changing those stuff and everything. It's like, it's already bad enough, but like the fact that there's those changes that go on.
Yeah.
The issues that you can have that you see where there's, something where the turf didn't get completely leveled right or just something underneath. It's like, there's so many things can go wrong. And I don't know. It's just like you're asking for it and everybody knows it. The sad part is like, I mean, I see it in the comments, like everyone's saying, hey, the field's terrible. Why are we playing our starters? We shouldn't have played our starters. It's kind of why you're going into it, even saying like, man, especially with this weather, like, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to get my guys out there, because it's not surprising, unfortunately, that hey, there you go, you have some more injuries on this field. It's just terrible.
There is the idea, though, that if Dallas were to lose, and they're tied right now, you can win the division and host a playoff game, as Hurts is going to throw out of bounds on 1st down and 10 there. And we hand it over as we start the second quarter. It was a very quick first quarter. Jeez, I felt like that I blinked and that thing was over.
Yeah. And that was a blitz, too, so didn't appear to have much of an answer here.
That's two free rushers, by the way. 2 free rushers, Isaiah Simmons and Okereke running free at Hurts. They're on a blitz. Wink's going to blitz all day long, and it's a matter of, did the Eagles have a game plan to stop it? And so far, the answer has been no.
Not yet.
Come on.
But we'll see in the second quarter. Jalen Hurts in the gun. Game will do his right. Giants showing blitz, showing pressure here. 5 on the play clock. Jalen takes a snap. Blitz is coming. Looking over the middle. Now right side. Deep shot. He's going to take it. It's with Quez, and it's just overthrown. He had 2 Giants out there. I don't know that I love the call. Incomplete.
Yeah, well, the problem is you said with Quez, and that's the issue. You're not throwing home run balls to DeVonta Smith or A.J. Brown. You're throwing home run balls to Quez Watkins. So I would rather methodically march it down the field instead of trying to hit a home run ball to a receiver who has proven to you time and time again that he is not a number 1 option. Let's just say that. So Tyrod Taylor putting his helmet onto the sideline. You might see old number 2 back in the starting lineup here after this possession as well.
May have to come back. We got NS Reg saying, why do you send a deep shot on 2nd and 10? Exactly. On a deep shot on 2nd and 10 with the blitz? Is now there's 2 seconds on the play clock. I don't know if they're going to get it off in time. Hurts takes the snap, but nope, they're flag and delay of game. So let's make it a 3rd and 15.
There you go. Offense is in, false start. They're going to get Goddard on a false start.
No. It was going to be either or, so whatever. Offense is in midseason form.
Yeah, it looks like Tyrod's warming up on the sideline. Looks like DeVito's putting the old jacket back on, and it's going to be Taylor coming back in. Come on, 3rd and 15.
All right, let's see what they can do here. Wouldn't surprise. Giants going to be showing blitz again. Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his left. He's going to take the snap. The blitz is coming. Now to go to left side near
Good.
the sticks. Complete for Quez, but it's going to be short by about 3 or 4 yards. So 4th and 3.
And they are going for it already. Hurts looked to the sideline, put his hand out and said, nope, you're going to stay. That's a good route and a good catch by Quez Watkins there. You like him to get a little further up, but there's only so much time when the constant blitzes are coming your way. So I think we'll do with that as you will in terms of being a good play call, and Philly will go for it. I think it's too far for shove, right? It is too far, and they're not going to. 4th and 2.
All right, 4th and 2 officially. 8 on the play clock. Hurts in the empty set now. He's got trips left. This is either quarterback run or a screen, I'm telling you. Oh, Gainwell in motion, though. Now coming back around the right side. Hurts takes the snap, looking left, has a little bit of time. Now pressure throws incomplete.
Tipped.
The ball is tipped.
Yep, that ball was tipped at the line. And I don't think that this is open either way. I don't think this is even... This is a 10-yard out. Oh, is Hurts' hand?
Oh, gosh. Was that?
Oh, his hand got jammed.
Oh,
his hand and his finger is bent. Isn't it bent?
It looked like it. It looks like he's going on. Are you kidding me? Like, get them out. Take them out.
Yeah, but you can see they're trying to find momentum right now because the offense isn't even to move the ball.
I know, but it's just
crazy.
Like
crazy.
You definitely can't win without the playmakers, without the studs. But I know you want to get some momentum, but man, this is getting worse.
Oh man. Okay, we're keeping an eye on Hurts' finger now. That is going to be the question going forward. 7-7, still Washington and Dallas. We check in on these scores right here. Chiefs have scored. Battle the backups there with Easton Stick starting for the Chargers 7-0. Seahawks 3-0 against the Cardinals. And Raiders and Broncos knotted up. And the Packers have a receiving touchdown for Wicks, it looks like. 7-3 over the Bears. They're trying to go ahead and get into this one. And it looks like the Niners have scored again. Yes, they have. So the Niners have scored again in a game where neither starting quarterback is playing. Carson Wentz and Sam Darnold are your 2 starters. That in a different dimension, that would have been quite the matchup. But not the case so far today. So
not exactly, no.
Here's the whole problem right now, Josh. The whole problem is the Eagles need to get momentum to go into the postseason because this offense has looked terrible over the past couple of quarters. The other problem is it's 7-7, and if you pull your starters and the Cowboys lose and then you lose the division and you don't host a playoff game. Like, I get pulling people right now, but I also understand why the starters are in because they're trying to get something of a rhythm to showcase to themselves we aren't going to be one and done in the postseason. But, man, I don't know about the finger there as people in the comment section are starting to ask, why is everyone saying broken finger? Well, Hurts releases this ball. He gets jammed on the defender's hand, and it looked like his finger was bent wrong, but what do I know? I don't know if it actually was.
We'll see. He's in the medical tent, apparently.
Is he? Oh, great.
Yeah, he's in the medical tent. So I hear, I understand the argument, I guess, to be made of as far as if the Cowboys were to lose or try to get momentum, but get them out. Just forget about it. You know what? Put in Mariota. If he can do something, it looks like Mr. Chris has Mariota putting on his Nick Foles pants. Sure, maybe just put him in though. I don't care. I really don't care right now. If you're going to get these guys injured or there already is some injuries, there's no reason to risking it.
I could not
Tyrod
believe
Taylor's
it.
back in though. He's going to take the snap here on 1st and 10, has all day to throw, and going to looping pass over to Saquon Barkley. He's going to make a man miss, move up to about the 40-yard line, I believe, a gain of about 3 or 4, 2nd down. God, that does not look good. Showing a replay of Hurts' throw. I mean, he doesn't initially react, but then he looks down at it.
Oh, yeah, you could see it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, wow, they're showing it a lot. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so, that's...
It's got to be a dislocation, right?
Yeah,
that looks like dislocation.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's his middle finger on his throwing hand. Yeah, it's dislocated.
Man.
It's just dislocated. Yeah, but what's it? I'm getting text from my doctor of physical therapy fiance. Does that mean can he grip a football? You just pop it back in?
I don't. I doubt it. I don't think so.
I'm
pretty sure you're going to lose a lot of strength with that. I mean, you could always, in basketball, you could just tape it up, right? Because you don't need it as much because you can just kind of do the other fingers as the Giants now move the chains on a 3rd and 1. So now it's a first down from the Philly 34-yard line.
Again, doctor, physical therapy, fiance. I'm going to keep saying that.
Hey, Dak was picked.
Dak was picked, yes. Fiance says, no biggie on dislocated finger. No biggie is the response there. Again, she knows more than Josh and I do. So, but yes, Dak did throw a pick.
I'll take the positivity.
Today is a mess. As long as not broken with the dislocation, it will be sore, though. Oh, man, today is...
Mr. Chris says, how tough is Hurts? His fingers all twisted up, and he just looks mildly annoyed. That was, I mean, I was surprised by his reaction, because he literally throws it, and he kind of looks down like, oh, something's wrong. He goes, oh, okay, and just like showing everybody. It looks terrible.
I'm so queasy, I can't see that stuff. Yeah.
Is now the Giants moving the football and pick up a first down on a pass there for Robinson.
The worst part of all of this is a 5-1 Giant team. Like, it shouldn't be a problem. As Hurts looks like he has a ball in his hand. Yep, it's taped up, and he's throwing. So I bet you they popped that sucker back in, and I probably would have screamed like a little girl because I can't do that sort of thing. And he's probably going to play because he's Jalen Hurts. That's my guess. Thank the Lord it's not broken. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Yeah, he's throwing on the sideline, so we'll see. He doesn't want to go out. 1st and 10 for the Giants. A fumbled snap, but Saquon looks like he got it. Wow, that could have been good for Philly's defense. It's going to be a loss of about 5 yards on first down, brings up a 2nd and 15 with a little over 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. And Taylor just dropped it, which again, he's back in, but he is dealing with the hurt hand injury or whatever it was, so you wonder if that kind of affected it.
Oh, man. Washington into Dallas territory. 1st down and 10, 7-7 after the Dak pick. Keep an eye on it.
All right, Taylor in the gun. Saquon to his left, takes the snap at the Philly 32, looking right side, has a man. It's complete, a gain of about 3 yards before, I think it's Miller, I believe, brought down. Yeah, good tackle there. 3rd down and 12.
Zach Cunningham, he has been the best linebacker by far, and it's just crazy that that's the case, but he has been really good out the past couple of weeks, in today, and he's been making a big difference so far. As the snow/rain, I think it's rain. It's hard to look. It doesn't really look like snow. It's starting to really get a little bit thicker here.
Yeah, it could get a little bit worse. You're right. 3rd and 11, though. Tyrod takes the snap, pressure, backing up. Now going to fire a deep shot. Has a man wide open, complete up to the 3-yard line, and that's Wan'Dale Robinson just finding the soft space in the zone, I guess, or that was either that or a blown coverage, but Eli Ricks is looking around.
So it's going to be 10-0. Do you keep playing your starters, even with Dallas in a tough game right now? This is crazy. This is crazy to watch.
It's just too easy. Like, we get pressure, or we send a blitz, or the defense is trying to do something, and there's just way too many openings, and it's the reverse of that when we're on offense. Tyrod Taylor now empty set. Ball at the 3-yard line. Barkley in motion. He's going to get the handoff left side. Has to push forward, and he does easily. Right past Blankenship for the touchdown.
Oh, this is going worse than you could have ever have thought. Like, all the scenarios. Injuries. You look terrible moving the football. You look terrible on defense. And you're down 10-0. And the Cowboys are struggling. Right? I mean, it's like everything possible that could go wrong is going wrong right now.
Yep.
Wow, this is crazy.
I don't know what to say.
This is crazy.
All the guys.
The collapse at the end of the year is something I've not seen in a very long time.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we can make I was going to say, you can make the argument, oh, well, they've been bad all year. They didn't look this bad when they beat the Dolphins, and they beat the Chiefs, and they beat the Buffalo Bills in overtime. Nope, it's not this bad. It's gotten progressively worse.
You're right. It has. As the Commanders scored again, too. So that's just,
Whoa. Did they?
It's just, it's what I'm seeing on the comments section. I'm trying to refresh here to see if that's legit, but I'm seeing comments here. I assume we're not getting trolled by some people here.
I'm still showing 7-7.
I am too.
Up on the screen right now.
Someone says Commanders just got it. Commanders just scored.
We are trying to see. A.J. Brown's ACL is intact based on the initial exam. Ian Rappaport 4 minutes ago.
Oh, thank goodness.
Whew. All
You
right,
give a
it's
thumbs up for that
intact.
at least. Not any other positivity yet. At least he's all right.
We still not gotten a commander update here. I don't think that.
Is there a review or something? Or
I don't know. I don't know.
There's several people that says yes, Commanders just got a touchdown. So either the scoring update is slow, or
You saved with home and auto insurance. You're the league's most valuable bundler.
MVB?
oh, now people are saying out of bounds. So yeah, maybe
This is
maybe not.
unexpected.
I'm gonna start locking this place up. Are you done?
Yeah.
Bundling. Just another way to
I don't know what to say. I mean,
like a good neighbor.
it is so frustrating. We talked about before this week, the players having good vibes, and they're like, oh hey, this is going to be the week we're going to turn it around. Jordan Mailata is pumped up too, saying you're going to see a difference, and we've heard that every single week. It feels like.
We really have. We
Are
really
we gonna-
have.
Kelsey was Kelsey was hesitant. Kelsey, after they were like, hey, Jordan said this, what do you think? Kelsey's like, I'm not going to say it. We've talked about it. Like, we just need to go out and prove it. And unfortunately, it's every single week. But the fact that, like you mentioned, like it goes from bad to worse. This is the worst thing that you want. Not only do you not come out and build momentum and play well, you say like, all right, hey, we're just going to seemingly roll over here for the Giants, and they've been taking advantage, and then you have some injuries to deal with too. It's just like, I just can't understand it.
Yeah, it looks like there is not a commander score, as a penalty now has brought them back. So we're checking in. We thought we had a commander score. We do not have a commander score. So what matters, though, is the score of the Eagles game right now, which is an embarrassing 10-0 with A.J. Brown injured, although thankfully, seemingly with an ACL still intact. And, onside. Oh, no, sorry. I was looking at the wrong screen. Never mind. I thought it was an onside kick. I was looking at the wrong screen.
Okay. I was going to say, wait a second. What did I miss? Eagles are going to get the ball at the 25, and look at that. 9 pressures today already for the Giants. That's
Crazy.
That's terrible. And it's one thing, like, because, yeah, they're going to blitz a ton. There's 75% blitz rate. Like, that's fine. But you got to have an answer for it. And it's no surprise because Giants DC, Wink Martindale, like, that's known. He's going to send the blitz. So it's not a surprise if, like, oh, hey, wow, they're blitzing us a lot. It's going to happen. Now Jalen Hurts handoff, and that is a Rashaad Penny carry. There you go. A little almost 4-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 6.
2 significant lines there. Jalen Hurts, so he's still there. And then Penny. We're listening to an Evan Washburn sideline update here. Sounds like Hurts was lobbying to get back into the game.
He's not done. He doesn't want to be out.
We got to see a throw, though. We got to see a pass here.
2nd and 6, 10 on the play clock. 9 minutes in the second quarter. Giants up 10-0. Hurts in the gun. Penny to his right. Fake handoff. Now being pressured up the middle. Has to bail out right side, trying to make something happen, and he is going to have to throw it out of bounds again. Feels like the 10th time we said that this game.
Looks okay, though. Looked like that was about a 15-yard pass in the air. Had a nice tight spiral there, but that has been the theme of Philadelphia the past 5 weeks. Hurts stands in a pocket that quickly collapses. He rolls to his right. There's nobody there, and he throws it out of bounds. I mean, you can wash, rinse, and repeat has been the case so far for the Eagle passing attack. Last year, he would stand there, clean pocket, deliver the ball to open receivers. That has not been the case the past 5 weeks.
Can't seem to do it. As the Commanders have kicked the field goal, like some people are saying here. Yep, 10-7 Commanders now take the lead. 7 minutes in their game, but 2 on the play clock for Jalen. Gainwell to his left, takes a snap, another blitz, nowhere to go, and he's going to take the sack down at the 12-yard line.
Did they have?
The blitz is coming.
Do they have blitz protection?
This is why, Jesus, we suck against the blitz. Yeah, I mean, like, you could see it. The Giants are showing pressure. You have trips right. Hurts takes the snap. Gainwell can only pick up so many, but there's nowhere to go.
And that's only 3 routes, too, by the way. So they have as many guys protecting as possible, and yet there's still free runners. Oh, boy. You just thought it couldn't get worse after the Cardinals week, right? You just thought they were going to come out, not look flat, get an easy win, and then scoreboard watch. And it's somehow gotten worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of hopeful, but after these several weeks now, I didn't even. I don't know. I just don't know what to expect anymore. Like I didn't even say it was like, hey, going to be a guaranteed win or anything. So, oh my gosh, yeah. Chaos and Riot says just checking in, not watching the game. Still love the team, but do not love the disappointment. The score speaks volumes. Yeah, well, it's 10-0 to the Giants.
I think it's just the same thing every week that blows my mind. I mean, there's some NFL teams, they'll do something wrong, but then they'll fix it. They'll do something else wrong, and then they'll fix it. You know, it's just kind of a turntable of issues, right? With Philadelphia, it's all the same stuff. Being exposed across the middle on defense, not getting any pressure on defense, bad coverage, okay? That is wash, rinse, repeat all season long. Offensively, no commitment to the run game, deep outs being somewhat the only route tree that you have, zero pass protection, and a complete inability to pick up blitzes. But that's, like, these are things that you would think smart coaching staffs would go, okay, here's the plan. Let's change it up. Let's try something new, Josh. Nope.
Yep.
Not been the case. Not been the case.
Nope. And I mean, you know the major difference, as I think Damiel here says, never realized how important OC important is. I think never realized how important OC is. But yeah, I mean, like you see it with Shane Steichen. Heck, they should have won, or I guess maybe not should have won, but they should have tied it. Had a chance there. Maybe you kick the extra point. Who knows how crazy that was with Houston missing it. But like they were right there, and that's a Gardner Minshew-led team. Like we're not talking about a stud quarterback. Like we know what Gardner Minshew. I know the Minshew mania. He can catch fire or whatever. But like that was you know what you got in Jonathan Taylor. You got the RPO motion. What Shane Steichen's starting to do because he's not under Sirianni. And he made the most that he did, or made the most that he could out of the offensive talent that he had. Unfortunately, we just aren't. And you're seeing it more and more, like you talked about, as the season's gone on. The infuriating thing is it is the exact same issue every single week that we say. And maybe that's why early in the season we're like, hey, the defense isn't so bad. Like, you know, it's decent, but it just gets amplified because every single week teams are going, wow, the middle of the field is open. Are you kidding me? Hey, they haven't changed it. Now it's advanced 5 weeks. Hey, the middle of the field is still wide open. They're not going to do anything. So just take it. They're giving it to you on every single play.
Oh, man. Punt, fumble, turnover on downs, and punt for the Eagle offense so far. Just for people curious if the offense is going to get back on track.
It is infuriating. Shout out to Full Sin Daily. I'm so tired of this same offense every week. Yeah, that's us too. As now the Giants offense is on the field. Tyrod Taylor over the middle. Looky there. You get a completion for 8 yards. 2nd and 2 up into Philly territory at the 47-yard line.
Oh, wow. Braden Mann got hit on the punt there, and they didn't throw a penalty. That's crazy. That's not running into the kicker? Running into the kicker?
I mean, I guess if you can catch them and carry them is what he did there, but Barkley with the handoff breaks a tackle from the first man and gets a first down there. I think it was Nicholas Moore, I believe.
Reddick's hurt.
Great. Reddick. Yeah. Reddick is down on the ground. You got to be kidding me.
How many starters have to be on the ground rolling in pain before you just throw in the towel? Oh,
Reddick's up, I guess.
Never mind.
Okay. All right.
False alarm. He was
did
down.
Stay down for longer than what I was expecting to go. Okay, hey, he's injured, but he's back up. Handoff, Saquon Barkley, right side.
There.
Good tackle there. That was very good. Marlon Tuipulotu drops Saquon Barkley for a 1 or 2 yard loss.
Is he our best run stopper at the moment? It seems like he's been, at least today.
Plays fairly well.
Goodness gracious.
2nd and 11.
Crazy day.
Never thought I would be saying that. Giants have the ball up 10-0, 6 minutes left in the second quarter and into Philly territory. But 2nd 11 for Tyrod Taylor. Takes the snap, has some time, buying time. Right side has a man, James Bradbury, on him. And complete. First down, Darren Waller.
Looked pretty easy. It's just a simple go route. Waller gets the throw over the right shoulder. Bradbury trail coverage. Never gets his head around. And easy pitch and toss. I mean, I don't know what to say, because if you're playing your starters, you're trying to win the game. You're supposed to show some momentum. If the backups were in right now, we'd be like, who cares? The starters are in right now. They're playing. This is the starting defense.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrod Taylor's 10 of 12.
Oh, making every mid quarterback look like a Pro Bowler, all pro. Tyrod Taylor now complete pass to Robinson, broken tackle, two guys push all the way up to the 2-yard line. Are you kidding me?
17-0 is about to be the score of this game.
It is. It is. That should have been stopped for
17-0.
a 3-yard gain, and instead makes two guys miss. Who was it? That was Byard. Was that Byard or no? That was
no. Byard finished.
Byard ran him out of bounds. Yeah, that was
Bradbury and Cunningham.
Cunningham.
Dallas is going to lose to the Commanders and still win the division. Think about that. I cannot imagine what this week is going to be like if that is the case. Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
Taylor now takes the snap, little pitch to Barkley to the right side, has the corner touchdown. Zach Cunningham was kind of there, but not really.
This is something, man. This is the kind of game that gets coaches fired. That's what this kind of game is. This is the kind of game that gets coaches fired.
I still don't think they'll fire him. Do you think they would if they get beat by like...
they have a playoff game, but if you lose this game and then you lose the playoff game in similar fashion, oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe then. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after all the talk this week about how it's going to be different, how this is, it starts now. Players are having player-only meetings. They're telling people, don't worry about the coaching staff. Oh, yeah, this is getting ugly. This is crazy to see. 17-0. My score prediction was 31-7, and Philly has 0 points right now.
You think we go 31-0?
0 points right now. Holy cow.
Is that possible? We go 31-0?
No.
Shut him out from here on?
Oh my gosh! If you're Tampa, Tampa's got to be the happiest team alive. They're gonna play Philly in round 1. They're gonna play this anemic defense and offense. What's Mike Evans gonna do against this defense tomorrow or on next? This is probably by the way gonna be the Saturday afternoon game because that's always the worst game because it's the one that is the least watched. They will put Philly in. This is not it's either gonna be Saturday at noon or Sunday at noon. No other option for the wild card game. By the way. They will not put you in the afternoon slot, and they will not put you in prime time. This is Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
That's the largest lead they just showed for the Giants against Philly since 2012. If that tells you where we're at. 17-0. As the kickoff here is going to be return Boston Scott up to the 27-yard lines where Philly will take over. And Frank says, I'm sorry to say, but our team is washed up and done for the season. Sick of these lies in the press conferences from these coaches. Same story, different day. Unreal. With Martin saying, I need a beer. Yep.
Dallas has a first and goal at the 1 as well. So that is about to be a 14-10 game for the Cowboys. So 200 total yards of offense for the New York Giants with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, Josh.
Stupid.
So they are on pace for at least
I can't
600.
even fathom this. There are just no words for what we are watching here and what we're witnessing. And the starters are still in. What's left of them, I guess, is Penny's going to take the carry left side, pushes forward for a gain of 2, brings up a 2nd and 8 with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. There's no way that the starters are staying out here, right? Like if you go into the halftime, if you don't score here, it's 17-0 or worse. But let's say it's 17-0. You don't put him back out there in the second half, do you?
Can he yank him though after they've looked this bad? What do you say in the press conference? I mean, you're admitting that they're terrible? Oh boy.
I don't know because it's like you're I don't know. Either way, it's probably the wrong decision. Like you can't. There's nothing to win here at this point. The way they're playing is a blitz comes down 2nd and 8. Jalen forced to the right side. He's gonna be sacked. Rashaad Penny trying to pick up something. Not good pass blocking, but again, it's a blitz where you have no play design. You have nothing to go with.
Yeah, I take everything back. Let's just get the starters out. This is really stupid. And that's probably right there why Rashaad Penny has not played for the majority of the season because he had a horrific attempt at a run block.
Yeah, he's terrible at pass blocking. We know that, but yeah. Still, I mean, you saw the blitz. They're showing blitz. It's not like a surprise, and there's just nowhere to go with the ball. These are way too long developing routes. So now it's a 3rd and 20. What do? Giants sending more pressure with a blitz. Completes to Julio Jones underneath. That's not going to get anywhere. It'll gain about 6 or 7 yards, so it'll bring up a 4th and 13 probably. But there's 3:30 left in the second quarter. You're trailing 17-0. You're going to punt the ball to the Giants, and I don't know what case you could make to say let's keep the guys out there.
Yeah,
as bad as it's been.
I'm with you. This is it. This is it in terms of what are you playing for at this point? Dallas has scored. Tony Pollard rushing touchdown. Dallas is going to win. The Commanders are making it fun. Dallas is going to win that game. You are the 5 seed, and you're going to be heavily underdogs.
As the punt is away and broken tackle initially, but brought down at the 27 of New York. Yeah, I agree. You don't. There's nothing. There's just nothing that you're doing. Nothing playing here. YG says, let's take the bus home at half. Just say, we're gone. Just call it. Josh B says, we are 1 and done in the playoffs. Fade into you. This has been the most disappointing season in my entire life of watching the Eagles. Sometimes there's like overreactions, but like as much as we've started this year and all the hype and everything else, you go 10-1 and then whatever you call this, stumbling to the finish line, falling off a cliff to the finish line, whatever this is, like I can't disagree with that. Like it's just gotten worse. No matter what they say, no matter what changes we think are coming or what they think they're going to do, or the vibes of the team getting back with AJ and calling out some of the team members or calling out the guys and saying, hey, we need to listen to the coaches. We got to execute their game plan better.
I have no words. I honestly have no words.
1st and 10 for the Giants now. They'll see what they can do. Robinson catches it on the left side. Gain of about 2 or 3. Stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to move. 2:45 left in the second quarter. 2nd and 8. Michael H. says, so draft coverage starting tomorrow with a question mark. But
it's starting sooner than you would probably hope. Let's say that. It's starting sooner than you'd probably hope. And it might be coaching coverage as well, which would be very interesting.
Yeah. And Tyrod Taylor, handoff to Barkley up the middle. He's going to push forward for, that's not Barkley. I assumed it was. It's Gray, but push forward for a gain of about 6 yards, I believe. Going to be about a 3rd and 2. And they're going to hurry up here to run it before the 2-minute warning. 2:10 on the clock. Tyrod Taylor, empty set. Not sure if they'll run this or try to get him to jump.
They're not.
And yeah, they'll go down to the 2-minute warning. Okay. 17-0, 2-minute warning.
You mentioned them being 10-1. It's so hard for me to sit back and go, well, they were always a bad football team. Sure. Did they win some close games? Yes. But did they look this anemic during those games, right? Did they look anemic versus the Bills? No. Did they look anemic versus the Chiefs the second half? No. Like, they looked like a good football team that was playing good football teams. The past 6 weeks, though, they've looked like one of the worst teams in football. Like genuinely, they look like one of the worst teams in football. And so either you've had a dramatic drop-off from players, or your coaching message isn't hitting home, and your coaching schemes aren't working. And it seems like that's the case. And at this point, even with a playoff game coming, how can you feel that Nick Sirianni is going to keep his job after this? Like, there's a lot of talent that's going to stay on this roster. You're still going to have Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and a very good offensive line and DeVonta Smith. And, like, you're going to have some talented players. And then you go draft with some free cap space. Like, you can make this a very winnable roster next season. But can you win with the current scheme? And I've said this before on our weekly shows. Let's say you get rid of coordinators, right? You just get rid of coordinators. Why would you get rid of coordinators and not the head coach? The head coach hired the coordinators. What's he going to do? Go hire someone who's better? I have been firmly behind the idea that there's no way Sirianni gets let go until this performance right now. And now I'm leaning more so that he is going to be let go at the end of the season. Unless they win the Giants, unless they win the Bucs game. That is the only hope. They have to win the Bucs game. And I don't think any of us think that that's going to happen right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as surprising to me. I was kind of that way beforehand, but you got, like you say, the way that they're playing or the lack of the way that they're playing. Like I don't know anymore. It's literally just gets worse and worse. And I see the comments here. We got Angie saying, "OMG, you guys have given up on the Eagles. We still have 2 quarters to go." Like, sorry, Angie. I mean, like, maybe.
Maybe, sure.
It's not impossible, but like,
sure,
it's not even necessarily the 2 quarters. It's like the body of work that we've seen over the past like 8 quarters. You got the second half against the Giants. You got the full game against the Cardinals, and you got the second half against the first half in this one. And there's been moments, but I think that the alarming thing to me is not only like, okay, you know what? Hey, the defense is bad. We know that. So, did we hope for change? Sure. But like, did we ultimately think we'd get change in this game? Not me personally. Not really. I mean, I was hopeful, but the offense has 0 points. Now, sure, you lose AJ Brown. You had DeVonta Smith out as Tyrod Taylor deep shot, Barkley wide open all the way up to the 20-yard line of Philly.
Oh my goodness.
And it's just, it goes from bad to worse, and it's just take what you want. It's a Giants team that's 5-11 and terrible on offense, and they can take what you want. That's the problem. That's it. That is the analogy and the metaphor for this Eagles team all season long is nothing's difficult. Nothing is difficult. It's gotten worse throughout the year.
That's Nolan Smith in man coverage for Saquon Barkley, by the way, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. I don't like him in coverage at all. And Tyrod Taylor passes to the left side, touchdown, breaks. He has all day in the pocket. Slayton, touchdown. He has enough time. He's able to break contain, and the pass coverage is not there.
It's just crazy.
24-0. It's about to be 24-0 after the PAT.
Dallas can rest their starters now. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can lose, Dallas. You don't even have to play.
I am just blown away by this performance right now. And again, this is the Giants. This is supposed to be one of the worst defensive teams in the NFL and one of the worst offensive teams in the NFL. And it's 24-0. Please don't put Hurts back out there. Like, I beg you, don't put Hurts back out there.
He better not be.
There's no reason. That's fireable if they put starters back out there. Fireable.
Yeah, you want to talk about what's fireable. That is for sure in my mind. There's nothing to play for here at this point. Like, yeah, you haven't had momentum, and you certainly didn't show it there either. You don't have momentum at this point, but you do not put them back out there.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen something like this. I'm stunned. I'm like smiling because I'm so stunned.
Yeah,
I'm so shocked by what I'm seeing right now.
It's the laugh to keep from crying or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's
the Giants average 14 points a game this season. They have 24. They average 161 passing yards a game. They have 250 right now. Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
I just don't know anymore. I did the comment earlier from I can't remember now who was the comment, but it was or Fade Into You maybe was saying the most disappointing. There's no words for how and why it's just gotten worse. Oh my gosh, is a fair catch. So yeah, the Eagles 147 will have a chance to go down and score maybe hopefully. And
at what point
do you let Jalen play this final drive? Because there's no way in my mind that he comes back out in the second half. But
at what point do we issue an apology to Sean Desai? I mean, he wasn't great, but the Eagle defense didn't look like this under Sean Desai. This is very different. Patricia, this is very different. Hurts is still in, by the way.
Hurts is still in. Total yards this quarter for the Eagles, 0. The exact amount of points. 0 in the second quarter. Hurts takes the snap. Going to look middle, pressured, fires left side, and a drop from Julio Jones. Second down.
They got to get Hurts out of this game, right? You blow his knee and he doesn't start next year, you know? Like, I mean, geez, this is ridiculous. You have got to lick your wounds, fly to Tampa, and pray something changes. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
James Carver makes a point here that the refs are the problem. I don't know if the refs are the reason why it's 24-0, James. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's the refs.
No chance. No, the Eagles are terrible. As Hurts takes the snap, 4-man pressure. He's going to pump fake. Now look left side, rolling left side. Going to try to buy some time and pick up 2 yards. 3rd and 8, 1:34 in the second quarter.
Hello Mella was right. This is the biggest fall off in Eagle history. I cannot remember a team that was so good and now looks so bad, or at least was 10-1. Okay, we sure you could hear all this argument that they weren't that great, but they still were 10-1.
I don't know.
Did you just see the sky cam of the routes there for Hurts on second down? Yeah, that was.
I don't know what this team is doing, bro. This
my
is so
gosh.
bad. This is so terrible. Schemes are terrible. Coaching is terrible. Players are not executing, but sure, they lack confidence as Hurts is just going to fire a deep shot. Might as well. That's picked off. That's a good pick. That's a really good catch. Was he out? Okay.
Yeah, he was out. But that's a go ball to Julio Jones on 4th and 8 into double coverage.
Oh, I think he's in.
He might have caught that.
I think he's in. McKinney with the interception. One. Oh,
No,
that's hard to see on that first one. Second one is in, but the first one might be out.
I think it's close. They're not.
I'd give it to him just for the heck of it.
They're not going to have a camera angle. But it's still, this is why the coaching staff isn't going to stay, because they can't scheme anybody open. Surely there's an offensive assistant, an offensive coordinator, or somebody in the NFL who could scheme open receivers in the Eagle offense. With the amount of talent they have, surely they could scheme open receivers. Is he in here?
I'd say he's in.
Yeah, that's a pick. That is a pick. So an arm punt on 4th down. This is crazy.
Okay. Fade into you halftime plans crying in the shower. Yep. Effortless time to lose 50-0 against the Giants then? Sure. It's looking like it. Lova, this game is over. Danny Soto, please fire Nick tonight. Some people are saying walk him down in halftime.
Do you, wait a second. Do you think they could fire him right now at the end of this game with a playoff game left to go?
I think
is that
they
impossible?
Could. Would they? No.
You don't think so?
I think no. And I know it's like ridiculous maybe to say that, and you could go like, hey, if they do get beat 50-0, still like the fact that you have a playoff game next week, I don't know that. And AJ literally 3 days ago just came out and said, I support Sirianni, like he's loyal, we got his back, we love him and all this other stuff.
But
even
that now
if
looks
he's
like
lying for him.
Yeah.
Even if he's lying for him, I'm just saying, like the optics of the team is going, no, we got the vibes are high, we believe in ourselves. Like I don't know. I don't know if you go and just say like, well, he's gone, so everything that people said, we don't believe it anymore. Plus, who do you get in that amount of time?
Jeff Stoutland, interim head coach. That's who it would be. That's who it would be, right?
But like, who's gonna? You can't fix it at this point. Like, I just say, you know what? Sorry, Nick, you're gonna ride this one out because it's not fixable in this short amount of time. You're not gonna fix it by next week. So, see what you could do. Maybe you rally and win one game. It is officially an interception. So there you go. Hurts has another
2 turnovers.
Interception. But you have to for sure fire the coordinators. You got to get new coordinators. The question is going to be like, is Sirianni gone or does he stay? And they tell him like, hey, you have no say over the offense anymore. Or is he gone too? I was 2 weeks ago saying like, nah, they're not going to fire him. I know it's frustrating, but it just gets worse and worse and worse. I don't know. I think you could, as crazy as that is. I mean, you go to the Super Bowl the next year, you make the playoffs, you win 11 games. As Tyrod Taylor takes a snap and rolling right side, had a man, but overthrows him.
He was open. I saw a super chat here from CJ Deacon. He says, ever since the Niners game, it's gone horrible. Yes. But see, against the Niners, you go, okay, number 1 seed, really good team, bad week, sure. This can't be the case against the Cardinals and the Giants. It can't be the case. Mm-hmm. It cannot be the case.
Yep.
Pathetic. It's just it's crazy.
It's terrible. And we've seen like there's articles. Ben Solak of The Ringer had a great article and it's infuriating, but it just tells how basic the Eagles' offense is, and it's gotten even worse. And as Tyrod Taylor complete right side to Slayton for like 2 yards, so it brings up a 3rd and 8. Out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:17. And then Brett Coleman, if nobody's watched it, go look it up. The Eagles run a high school offense. That's the title. It's called The Eagles Run a High School Offense. Watch it, and it'll explain in great detail of exactly why it's so bad. Like, it's so basic. It is a high school offense that every player knows how to read. Every team knows how to attack, and you can dictate what the Eagles will run against you. And I'm sorry, but like in an NFL world, it's basic. It's common knowledge to say like, hey, maybe let's run something that teams don't expect. And teams already know it. It's Tyrod Taylor, deep shot, right side, incomplete, 4th down.
And you hear people say, well, that's because of Jalen Hurts. Like, he can't run a more sophisticated offense. But did you watch last week or last season? Offense looked fine to me.
Right.
Very different last season.
No.
Yeah.
If Shane Steichen was here and let's say like Sirianni had left or Brian Johnson definitely wasn't the OC, it'd be a different story. Now, still, I think that Sirianni is keeping it under wraps because if Steichen had gone to the Colts and the motion percentage had not drastically improved from what it was with the Eagles, then you'd say like, okay, maybe it's the same thing. Steichen loves motion or likes it a whole lot more than he did with Philly, and you can't tell me it's like, oh, hey, well, maybe we've got the better personnel here. He had better personnel in Philly, so it's a Sirianni scheme. It's a fair catch at the 20 from Covey. It's
Marcus
just
Mariota's in.
There you go. I mean, that's the right call, but yeah, it's you want to build momentum, and you do that by coming out and going down 24-0 in the first half.
Yeah, but it's interesting here because you have Gainwell still in, Mailata is still in, Kelsey is out. Trying to see the rest of the offense here, so it looks like and Juergens to center is what I'm seeing. 2 yards for the Eagle offense this quarter.
Yep. Mariota takes the snap, pressured, left side, wide receiver screen. It's picked. There you go. Interception, Giants ball at the 11-yard line. And I could have told you that was going to happen because you have trips left there, and that's exactly what they're going to run. They're going to run a wide receiver screen. This is insanity. It is so
never seen
basic.
this. I've
and
never
people
seen
that
this.
Want to question? You brought up the comment of like people questioning Jalen Hurts. You know how bad this offense would be without Jalen Hurts? There's your answer. Because it's so predictable that Jalen Hurts is having to ad-lib and he's having to create extra plays. It makes it terrible.
I put a 31 up. I didn't mean to, but I assume it'll be 31-0 here pretty quickly.
It's preemptive. It'll be here.
This is someone's getting fired, dude. Like right now. Oh, a pick!
Oh, and Reed's hurt though. I think he rolled his ankle or stepped on a leg. Reed intercepted it, but
he did.
Maybe not too bad. Maybe not too bad. Get up.
Oh, they intercepted it. Was that Ringo who tipped that or Ricks? I couldn't tell.
Let's see. That was
Bradbury.
James Bradbury. Are you
He's
serious?
so lucky he didn't get burnt, man.
And
Oh man. Yeah, I'm with you. He says, "May the goo be with you." I've stomached all I can for that. I love my Eagles, but man, they aren't interesting to wing anymore. Thanks for the content this season. Yeah, well, hey, just because season ends doesn't mean we stop making good content because we get you ready for a new head coach and the NFL draft. Because this tells me this will be a new head coach. Jeffrey Lurie can't watch this and say there is a new head coach. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, he can't. They can't be.
There's no way. I can't wait Mariota throw
24-0. Yeah. And now the handoff right side. Loss of 2 for Kenny Gainwell. So each team has 3 timeouts, but it wouldn't surprise me if you run one more play and say, all right, we're going to half. Yep. I'm with Martin here too. Martin says, this is funny now. Yep. You just kind of laugh at it, really. I mean, this is so bad. Mr. Chris, good God. Double A says, please, can you answer this question? Did the coaching staff genuinely not plan at all after Jalen had been blitzed continuously for like 5 weeks
straight? It seems like it. It seems like they just said, we're going to keep doing what we're going to do. We're going to keep doing what we're going to do. Yeah, that's Mariota's
scrambling. Sorry, I'm
running for his life.
Faith and confidence
no.
in this game. I'm just.
This is going to be a great example of what the Eagle offense would look like when you don't have Jalen Hurts play, because it's a horrific scheme, and now you're going to have a bad quarterback run it.
Yeah, K Dude says most people in this chat would be a better coach.
Most?
I mean,
all?
Like you could just get. We talked about it, but it's worse than just playing on Madden. Like. Ask Madden, say, hey, what are we running here? All right, cool. Let's just go with that. Like, it is terrible. And I don't know why they haven't fixed it. It's a great question with the blitz, and they know that it's an issue, but I just think that there's a stubbornness on it with the offense for sure. As Gainwell is going to take the run right before the end of the half, get about 10 yards. So they'll end the second quarter in positive. It won't be negative or 0. It'll be 10 yards in the entire quarter. But there's so many things wrong with this team. There's no confidence. The coaches are stubborn with it, and I don't know if it's that they don't believe the OC or that they don't believe in whatever it was, but I can't blame AJ for saying like, hey, we were kind of ad-libbing as players. Like, if you see what the coaches are calling, I would be too. I'd be like, hey, you know what? We'd be better playing backyard football. Like, Jalen, take the snap. We're going to just take off and throw it wherever you're going to need to. It is ridiculous. China says Josh for OC. No. I appreciate it, but no. There's people that would love that's the crazy thing to me. Like, I understand you want to do internal promotions, right? Like, we've all probably worked for companies where you see good and bad situations. You make an internal promotion, you're like, all right, that makes sense. They were kind of being, tapped on the shoulder, getting groomed for that role. Yeah, like there was an optimism maybe of like a Brian Johnson, the connection with Jalen. But I guess if you want to say like the positive way you could spin this is if there's any just relatively like you got a promising candidate or a guy who wants to like really vault their career, you take the OC job in Philly. Now, again, that goes with like interviewing and understanding that it is your offense. Now, if you come in and it's like Sirianni being like, hey, sorry, we're going to run this. This is my offense. This is my scheme. This is what it's going to be. Then sure, like you don't take it. But you shouldn't have any issues getting just about whoever you want who's available there, because you're going to come in and you're going to have these all pros and Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, DeVonta Smith, Goddard, the great offensive line. Like there is so many options and so many things that you could do with this offense. It's just incredibly sad that we're seeing this and being like, we are a middle of the pack offense at best.
This is not going to be a new offensive coordinator offseason. It's a whole new coaching staff. There's no way Sirianni survives this. And there's a tweet that was just sent to me. I think is very, very. It says it perfectly from Les Bowen. People keep telling me there's no way Sirianni gets fired. I'm not around this team, but I know a little about Jeffrey Lurie. I've never seen an Eagles team play this way down the stretch without the coach getting fired, and it happened with a 4-win Doug Peterson team. It happened with Chip Kelly after back-to-back winning seasons. Like. This feels worse. I mean, a 4-win Doug Peterson year, they have no receivers. It's like, okay, Wentz is slowly declining. It's like, okay, I guess you got to get rid of him. Is it really Doug Peterson? Although Peterson, again, missed the postseason with the Jags today because he couldn't beat the Tennessee Titans, but that's neither here nor there. This is a football team that everybody knows was a play away from winning the Super Bowl last year and is very similar this season. And yes, I know they let go of C.J. Gardner-Johnson and T.J. Edwards, but this offense is the same. This offense is exactly the same. There's no difference between this offense between this year and last year. Unless besides Isaac Seumalo, it's the same offense. And the fact that we went from last year being one of the most fun, one of the most exciting offenses to watch, to being literally an offense that Josh and I will know the play call before it gets snapped. And every week it's the same. Sirianni's gone, and we're going to be all over coaching search, and it's going to be a crazy offseason. Buckle up. If you haven't subbed, because the offseason coverage, I'm going to toot our little horns right here. It's going to be better than the regular season coverage. And the regular season coverage was very good. It's going to be nuts. Buckle up. It's going to be nuts. Yeah,
it's going to be who do we find? How do we correct this? How do we get this right? But I mean, you said it. Like anyone could tell what the play is going to be before it's called. You look at the alignment, see what the defense is doing, because the defense, as sad as it is, and this is the stupidest thing of all of this is like, and I know we can talk about the defense for sure because the defense has struggled, no doubt, but like it's both sides of the ball. Like you're allowing the other team to dictate what you run every single time. And I know that like to a certain extent, you want to go, oh, hey, look, they're going to blitz, so we need to have a hot route. But it's not in that sense. It's not like smartly being dictated where, oh, hey, we see this alignment, we're taking advantage. It's like, oh, the defense wants us to, hold on to the ball too long. We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, go ahead. You guys run a blitz against us. We're going to bail out right. We're going to throw an incompletion. Oh, okay, now it's a loaded box. Well, all right, why don't we go ahead and just try to run the ball right into it? There's no creativity, and teams know exactly what's happening because, like you said, every single time we can call it out, or just about every single time, and say, get ready, you're getting a wide receiver screen. And that's why you see, sadly, you feel bad for Mariota, but he throws a pick there on his first pass attempt because there's not a creativity with it. It makes it too blatantly obvious. You have Giants players that are jumping the route saying, I know exactly what this play call is before you even snap it. And it is terrible, but it goes both ways. As we know, the defense is going to be changed. You got to get a coordinator in here who is. I think you got to get a coordinator here who same deal dictates how the other team's offense plays. Sure, you're going to give up plays. You're going to give up, touchdowns. You're going to give up scores, but it's been way too inconsistent and lackluster, as we all know, because you sit there and watch, and it just, I mean, we're all nauseated like crazy by this point. I know, but it's every single time. What do you need? You need 7 yards? Throw it over the middle. Target Nicholas Moore over the middle. You're going to have a slant route. You can take it. Anything that you want. It blows my mind at how bad it's been and how much just continuing to decline, because I thought somehow, some way it can't get worse, and they prove you wrong every single week.
Knox Spears or Briggs says you two deserve my support more than the Eagles do. We appreciate that. Andrea Bland, look, Andrea, $5 super chat. Hey guys, it's just me or the coaches. Look like the coaches are intentionally sabotaging this team. Ridiculous. It feels that way. Or the players are intentionally trying to get the coaches fired. I mean, it's one of the two. But what's crazy is they told us all week long, we have our coaches back, man. It's not the coaches, it's us. It's us. Whew, boy. Hello, Mello says, really hoping Nick hasn't been running vanilla offenses all season on purpose just to open up the playoffs. Okay, that's dead. That is 0% chance.
Nope.
Zero.
Nope.
And Matthew Bear with a 50. Appreciate that, Matthew. I swear we would do better with a 9-year-old coaching staff. At least they would have some creativity. That's the crazy part. They run this offense like it's still the same personnel from when Carson Wentz was the quarterback in 2019. They run it as if they have a bad offensive line and zero weapons. And instead they have supposedly one of the best offensive lines in the game, a really good quarterback, and they have the best weapons in the NFC, maybe behind, I don't know, Dallas and the 49ers, maybe ahead of Dallas. It's top 3 weapons-wise. This is top 3. You're telling me that, you could put a lot of quarterbacks in with these weapons in a mediocre offense, and they would be insane. You're telling me Anthony Richardson with Shane Steichen as head coach with these weapons could win 11 games and look better than we're looking right now? The Eagles will have a new coach next year. And I am not going to be surprised if something were to change tonight. Will that actually happen? Probably not. But this is something we haven't seen, Josh. This isn't like, they aren't looking too good, and then they still were in it, but they lost. But now we can go win next week. Is there an Eagle fan out there that thinks we're going to beat the Bucs next week? No.
I don't.
No. And is there an Eagle fan? This is going to be like the Giants are going to drop 30 on you, and it's probably going to be 30-0 because Marcus Mariota is your quarterback the rest of the way. Like, this is crazy right now. Crazy right now.
Yeah. I don't understand it at all. And we got comments too, understandably, of like which coordinators are we going to get. Ben Johnson, that's a name there. Is all those Andres says Ben Johnson too good for garbage Eagles. I mean, you just talked about it. The players are there. Like, it's the coaches who are just destroying this. I'm amazed because they actually did release the line now for the Eagles and Bucs game, and the Eagles are favored by 2.5.
No, they're not. Not after
if you want free money, go ahead. You could get Tampa Bay plus 2.5 right now if you want it. You just
Chris
go out
Godwin
there and take it.
Across the middle.
I'm just telling you, it's plus 2.5 for Tampa Bay. So there's your
Rashaad
free
White.
Bet. I've got
Mike
a link
Evans?
down in the description. If you haven't used BetMGM,
I'm betting that right now.
It's a free bet. Load up on it, and even if you lose it, you get your money back. But BetMGM right now, that is a lock. Tampa Bay plus 2.5. From what we've seen here, do you think they can win and then cover that too? I know it's only 2.5, but good gosh, the fact that they're still giving them the 2.5.
The Bird Splits on Twitter. What does Brian Johnson do all week? That's a great question. What does he do all week? Wouldn't you love to know, though? Because, are they that dumb? Like, there's no way Nick Sirianni's this dumb, right? Like, I just can't wrap my head around that he's this incompetent, or that. Oh my gosh!
I don't understand. There's literally no words. I can't fathom why it's this bad. What they can't figure out. It seems idiotic, the excuses that they're making. I know it's like hey, we're trying to cover for so-and-so, or who knows the exact situation. But even AJ saying that Sirianni covered up for the receivers, and then him going back and saying, no, it's us. I don't know. This is terrible.
I would love to fast forward a month and a half, 2 months from now, when the off season's in full swing and Eagle players start showing up on podcasts. They start showing up on Cam Newton's podcast or so and so's podcast, and something's gonna slip. You are going to get something that's gonna make us go, wow, yeah, it was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's going to slip. They're not going to slip tonight. This is going to get the same BS press conferences after this game for sure. But about a month and a half to 2 months from now, the Super Bowl's over, new league year starts in March. Somebody's going to be on somebody's podcast and say something, and it's going to be eye-opening on exactly what the issue is.
Yeah,
exactly what the issue is.
You're right. It's going to be, there's way too much conversation and chatter that goes on. And even if it's just a tweet that ends up getting deleted and someone screenshots it, there's going to be something that happens that we get more of an insight to it. And I just, we had a super chat a second ago too. I wish I had a hidden camera in the locker room. Yeah.
Me too.
That would be,
I didn't see that.
That would be
chat.
nice.
I have not seen
I'm sorry, not a super chat. There's a comment. Okay. Sorry, my fault.
I was going to throw it on the screen.
Yeah. And also too, it's like, what do you do at this point, right? I mean, like you're down big. There's got to be a lack of confidence already in the players, and the coaching has been terrible. But to your point, it's like, how much are the players already buying in? Despite what AJ said, like it looks like they just came out here and kind of rolled over. Like, we don't really believe it. Like, are you playing for the coach anymore? Are you not playing for him? Is there a message that you're trying to send already on that side too? Like, maybe you want someone gone in particular. Maybe you want all of them gone. I can't fathom it.
If that's it, right? If the Eagles players are trying to get the coaching staff fired, think how bad it must be if you are an 11-win football team and you're doing this at the end of the year. Like think about that. Yeah. Because it's one thing if you are, the 2-win Panthers, and you're like, okay, this Frank Reich guy stinks, get him out of here, which, whether Frank Reich stinks or not. Yeah. This is different when your season's over by week 12 and you're trying to get people fired. Very different. Raiders, right? Very different. When you're an 11-win team that was the 1 seed until a couple of weeks ago, that was guaranteed the NFC East until last week, like for it to be that, which it might be, but for it to be that is wild. Yeah. Wild to think about.
It is, yeah. Donovan Surge says, been a fan for 25 plus years, never seen this level of incompetence. Yep. It is, there are really no words for this. China says, what are y'all thinking? They're saying in the locker room. No, Sirianni's saying, we got the right guys. They do they have the right guys from players. We just don't have the right guys who are calling the plays and getting the guys in the right position. So, yeah, I feel the worst, honestly, and I know a lot of people feel this way, but like, who knows exactly? Again, are the players believing in the coaches? Are they tanking a little bit themselves? Are they trying to send a message to management? But like, the fact that this is maybe, who knows? This is Jason Kelce's last year, right? This is BG's last year, possibly, and Fletcher Cox. Like, who knows if they're going to be around this next season? So for it to be this bad, and like, if the players are doing that is incredibly bad, because this is a potential last season, or it's just the fact that the coaching is as terrible maybe as we all think it is. But I can't help but just feel terrible for a Jason Kelce and thinking like, man, you're 10-1 and there were some issues, sure, but it's like, hey, we'll get this thing figured out. We'll get better. Maybe not great, but better as you get into the playoffs, and then anything can happen. And it's just continued to go downhill. And what are you thinking for Jason Kelce? Literally, I mean,
yeah, jeez, makes me sick. Harry Montoya, $5 super chat, appreciate that, Harry. Jeremy Lewis, it's really simple. We ran the ball more last year. It's not that simple. It is not that simple. No, it's not that simple. Mm-mm. As the kickoff is underway, so we're about to be back. All right.
Yeah, they're pulling starters, as we know, as they're reporting, but they kind of already had done that beforehand. But Botman said, someone said they're using AI play calling.
Ha!
Okay.
Just chat GPT, what should I do on 3rd and 8?
Chat GPT would be better.
Throw it deep. Here's a first down play fake. Pass left side is Zacchaeus. That's going to be a first down. As all the starters are out except for Jordan Mailata, because they don't really have a backup left tackle when they already have a backup right tackle. So, Robert Saleh, please, really? That's who we want, is Saleh? I'd have to see who his OC would be. Ben Johnson is the name, but Ben Johnson's going to get a lot of money from another team, because Ben Johnson is the hot hand. Oh, man. And you got to see what Bieniemy is going to do over in Washington if they're going to fire the whole staff.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Mariota, play fake, looks right, throws right, caught. That's Watkins on an RPO for a gain of 6. Are we synced up, Josh? Let's make sure there.
I'm a little bit behind, actually.
Okay.
A couple seconds, I believe. I just got the catch from Watkins.
Let me know when you're at 34, and I will go, and we will be back to where we're supposed to be.
36, 35, 34. There you go.
Nathaniel Bowen with a super chat says Hurts would never lose on purpose. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I agree that Hurts wouldn't, but he can't control if he's got
True.
defensive players or other offensive guys that are like, I don't care.
Mariota quarterback run on 2nd down and 2. He's got a 1st down. This is the most life we've seen from the Eagle offense. Got to like that.
Probably already more yards than he had in the second quarter.
I would assume so. Appreciate everyone watching right now. By the way, if you haven't subbed to the channels, it's going to be a wild off season, and we're covering it better than anyone else can. And as we're going to be the first people live for any changes. You always got to remember that. We're the first channels always live, so be sure to sub notification bell for that as well. 1st and 10, as we have a whistle being blown now. And there's a timeout by the Giants for too few of men on the field. They had 10 people. It's crazy. Crazy.
Showing Jalen and Kelsey on the sidelines. Can't be happy. That just, I feel so bad for those guys. I mean, just especially Kelsey, like we were saying, just, man, the fact that I can't wait to hear what he says too. He's been sharing stuff, and I know he's been really honest, but at the same time too, like we were even talking about, like you're not going to air all the dirty laundry, even if you have a podcast and Kelsey's, very forthcoming about things. Like you're just not going to. And he's been saying for weeks, like everyone's frustrated and pissed off, but eventually, I would not be shocked if we're going to get a lot more details of what exactly it was, the vibes of the locker room, who said what, maybe who doubted other players.
1st and 10. Mariota takes a snap. Blitz coming. Pump fakes. Now he's going to roll to his right. Mariota going to run now across the 50. Mariota 1st down and slides across the 45 to the 44. We got a super chat from Green Wingman saying the fact that we're going to fire a coach that was just in the Super Bowl shows maybe more problems with the organization internally than we thought. Very true. Very true. An 11-win team. Think about that. But that's the thing. Sirianni doesn't get fired if they're 11 and 6 and they look, relevant. They look like not the worst team in the entire world. Like Sirianni is fine if they're 11 and 6 and the 5 seed and they've shown some fight. There has been no fight for weeks. As we're now going to get a Rashaad Penny run on the right side for a gain of 3 across the 40, and they'll blow that one dead as we dip below 12:50 to go here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. That's like, we could say it's crazy they were just in the Super Bowl, but it's crazy that we've had this sort of collapse, Josh. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Not that we were in a Super Bowl. It's that we've had this sort of collapse.
Right. And again, it's at the point to where I don't care what some of the players are saying. You have to question, is everyone still bought in? Does everyone still believe just because of the vibes of the team? Even if guys are going, hey, there's more positive energy. Well, it's not showing up on the field. And if the players are fully bought in, then the coaching is even that much more poorly coached and that much more bad because it's not getting anything out of it. So something has to change, no doubt. It's just, it is still just like one of those unfathomable that we're sitting here and it's saying the exact same thing every single game. Farmer Rick Ross says, thanks for keeping this disaster of a game entertaining. Sure.
We're trying.
We appreciate the support there, but this is, I don't know what to say anymore. It's just, I never could have imagined. If you're 10-1, it's the, because they got a play call here.
Yeah, 3rd and 8, deep shot, that's incomplete. They go double covered to Zacchaeus. That's a very common 3rd and 8 play for Philly, double covered deep shots. And they will probably go for it on 4th and 8. Philly 1 for 8 on 3rd down today.
So bad.
Ooh, I love that play call. I love go routes into double coverage on 3rd and 8. That's like my favorite thing in the entire world. I love it. I love it more when it's like AJ and DeVonta are in the game when you could actually run like actual routes instead of just go balls. But I really love it when it's Mariota throwing to Olamide Zacchaeus down 24.
Yep. That's
love
the
it.
preference. Yep.
All right, 4th and 8. Got to go. They got to hurry. 3 on the play clock, 2 on the play clock, 1 on the play clock, and they burn a timeout? Or would you get a delay game? Delay game? All right.
Delay of game, and now they're going to punt.
I feel so bad for the Eagle fans that paid to go to this game, man. Can you imagine paying to go to this game? Can you imagine dropping your hard-earned money to be at that stadium right now? Ooh. Oh,
I'd be
I
so
couldn't do
upset.
it. I
I
couldn't
would be
do
so
it.
upset.
Yeah, and they will punt, by the
Gosh.
way, for those wondering. Here comes a Braden Mann punt
Yeah.
standing on the Giant logo. It's a short, high, fielded at the... Oh, no, it's going to be stopped at the 3-yard line. And that is going to be down at the 3-yard line. So that is probably the best play of the Eagles' day by Braden Mann. He's MVP today so far. If you had to pick somebody, right? Good punt.
I'd say so. Yeah, if you're picking an Eagle,
You got to pick
gotta be
one.
Braden Mann.
Got to be Braden Mann. Enough tumbleweed, $5 super chat. It sucks, but Sirianni has to go. He may be a Super Bowl, but he lost it. He got there because of his coordinators. He lost the locker room. I mean, that's where I'm at. And I was not there 2 hours ago. Kickoff, I was saying there's no way Sirianni gets fired. They're locked into a playoff game. They're going to look fine against the Giants. This is my opinion now. This is the Thomas Mott Show official stance on where Nick Sirianni should go. Right here. Enough tumbleweed did it. It's my burner account. That's it right there.
Here you go.
I mean that has to be it. That has to be it.
It really does, yeah. And, another deal, too is Eagles are the only team in 35 years to start a season 10-1 and finish with 5+ losses. So...
Someone commented, this is the suicide in the Meadowlands. Jeez.
Oh, my gosh.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Woo.
Terrible.
But you do kind of want to
Terrible.
be put out of your misery here. I mean, this is so bad. I can't even fathom it. And we were sitting there. I mean, if you want to say, I guess, that we were accurate in one assessment or one prediction in the offseason, is we're sitting there going like, I'd say 11-6. Like, that's the record that we
nailed it.
That was what we
absolutely
picked.
nailed it. But
gosh,
oh man,
this kind of 11-6, nope.
Very different. Isaac Torres with the 5. Jalen Hurts' regression is mind-numbing. Need to ship his blank back to LA with Tom House so they can get another refresher. Tom House is the quarterback coach that worked for Jalen Hurts. Sure. Jalen Hurts has been worse this year. This offense does not give him any help, man. The offensive play call and scheming gives him zero help. Zero.
Yep.
Zero. And and honestly, like this is totally honest take. Like no bias. I would much rather bet on Hurts not being the problem than betting on Sirianni actually being the solution right now. Like if you were to say, Thomas, would you rather put the blame on Hurts or Sirianni? You can pick one. Who do you want to keep? Well, I just gave Jalen Hurts $178 million guaranteed. He was just at a Super Bowl. I owe Sirianni a couple $1 million. Like you are riding with Jalen Hurts over Sirianni in this sort of scenario. Let's just be real about that.
Yeah, I'm with you. You paid him so much. I still believe in Jalen. Did he slightly get worse? Okay, maybe, but like you just said, they're putting him in terrible spots. They're not helping him one bit. So I still believe in Jalen. You just got to get a guy around him who can maximize the talent around the entire offense.
Looks like we got a lot of backups in on defense. As Saquon Barkley will rush for a gain of about 5. I see Shaq Leonard in. I see McCollum, the safety, in. Moro Ojomo, Ricks. Looks like who else is on there? It's a who's who of backups. Nolan Smith's in there right now. Marlon's in there. Yeah, it's all backups.
Yeah, I think the only one that I saw is like Kevin Byard is still in there.
2nd and 5 as Tyrod Taylor takes the snap, rolls to his left, going to tuck and run, makes a man miss and slides across the line to gain. He might be a yard short. Could be 3rd and 1. Super chat here from Thomas Norkovicius. Appreciate the super chat.
Got a lot of comments here. I'm sad for Kelsey. I am too.
Me too.
Let's see, we
and
got a Tyler
BG
Lord.
and Fletcher Cox. They're all gone.
Tyler Lord says, 30th birthday for me today, and Eagles let me down like a dad leaving for milk and never coming back.
Yeah.
It's
3rd and 1.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, third and 1 run for a first down by Barkley.
Oh, it's just so bad.
Oh, man. Yeah, and one more thing on the Hurts being bad. It's 40 touchdowns this year. It's hard to say that in this offense. It's hard to say that he's the problem.
Yeah,
2,000-yard receivers. Oh, boy. 1st and 10. Boy, I hope they just run this clock out. Can we please? I want to go eat dinner, man. Like, let's get this over. Taylor takes the snap, looks to his right, rolls to his right. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Please stay in bounds. Thank you. Slides for a gain of 8. Dallas 28-10, by the way. So that is the Cowboys will be the NFC East champs, in case you wanted a little more insult to injury. You know what's going to be next week is going to be fascinating, Josh. Next week is going to be fascinating because you're playing in a playoff game after this against probably the worst team in the NFC playoffs, and yet no one's going to have hope. As Barkley gets the carry on 2nd and 2. Good tackle by Nicholas Morrow as we try and be positive today.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, beforehand, I was kind of like, oh, shoot, I may miss the playoff game. I got plans on being there, but just for people that are not as well aware, I've mentioned it before, but wife is expecting any day now, so maybe it's not so bad if I miss it anyway. I was hopeful, but after we're seeing today, you may not want to watch. I don't know. It's just one of those, it's like, golly.
Yeah, if I was your future child, I'd stay in the womb a little longer. I don't want to be, born alive to watch that Eagles game. I would rather wait a couple days as Slayton is running down the sideline. Yeah, baby Charlotte should wait so she didn't have to witness what could happen in that playoff game.
I would wait. Regime.
I would wait for the new regime. That's just me. Enough Tumbleweed says, what makes this embarrassing? They started their starters to actually try and Yeah, this is if the backups were in here, we'd just be having fun, Hey, what do you think's gonna happen next week? Marcus Mariota stinks, right? No. Brian Fleming says your unborn child is a better coordinator.
I appreciate that. It's not saying much, I guess, for everybody. The
first down run for Barkley.
Saying all you need to say.
Can I expose myself for a second? Who is McCollum? 36. What's his first name? I have no memory of this guy. Was he the elevated guy from the practice squad a couple days
what's
ago?
His name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head now either. But I see
36 and McCollum, and I have no clue who this
Tristan,
is.
That's it. Yeah,
they did elevate him a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Because he's been there for the safety spot. I think he got elevated for like one other game earlier in the year.
Did he?
But yeah.
Oh, man. Gail Forbes says, good night, guys. You made this fun. We tried, Gail. We really tried. We appreciate 1,500 people watching right now.
Appreciate you.
Here's a 2nd down at 7. Taylor all day in the pocket because the Eagles' backups are terrible. There's a pass caught. That's going to be short of the line to gain. Shepard is going to be about a yard short as Ringo's on the tackle. Again, we got all offseason to talk about this stuff. There's a flag on the field. The Eagle core is interesting on defense, right? Like the core is interesting. I know that they're going to lose a lot of veterans, but the core of Reddick and Sweat and Carter and Davis, Ringo, and I guess you'd throw in Blankenship is interesting. But that is a lot of holes left after that. Maybe Cunningham. I would assume you keep Cunningham. Dean comes back. Draft a linebacker as well. Oh, boy. Just saying it out loud makes me a little less confident in my take there. It's not that good. It's not that good.
There's so many questions. I know. You gotta build around Jalen Carter, and you got to figure out a lot of things.
2nd and 7. Tyrod Taylor, he's rolling out of the left, and he's running for his life now and throws it out of bounds. There's going to be a hold, though, on the offense, as Jalen Carter just mentioned. Was making a Tyrod Taylor's hurt now. He got smacked.
I think he got hit by Nolan Smith, but Nolan's down on one knee, and Jalen Carter, hopefully he's okay. Jalen Carter was holding his arm too.
So A.J. Brown has been they're downgraded to out. Blankenship is out with a groin, and Cam Jurgens is out with an eye injury. He got hit in the eye at some point. What do you do if you're A.J. Brown next week and you're like 70%? Do you risk playing? Like, if the Eagles were going to be, favorites, or they were going to, they're still looking good, then he would play. But if it's 70%, do you try and go out there on a bum knee in a game that doesn't really matter? Because they're going to, what happens if they win next week? That'd be, Like they look bad, but they win. It's like 17.
But they barely
13.
win. Yeah.
Oh,
You
boy.
jump on whatever the spread is for the other team the following
Can you
week.
imagine this team at San Francisco? Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. No. Nope. That would
Oh,
be
man.
ridiculous. Donovan Sears says, Josh, I'll tell our unborn children about the greatest meltdown in Eagles history. My other 2 kids, unfortunately, have to watch this live.
I wouldn't tell them.
Yeah, it's one you want to forget. You want to just completely wash it away and change everything.
What a waste of an afternoon, too. You know, like week 18 comes and you're like, man, football's over. This stinks.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, geez, I wish I could be doing anything else besides watching this game right now. I'd rather be doing anything else. Like, I could have blown off my back porch. I could have vacuumed and mopped my floors, folded some laundry. Crazy. Mark Robolski says, these guys cost me my fantasy championship. Started Hurts, Brown, and somebody else. Why is your fantasy championship happening in week 18? You got to bump that up to week 17. That way this doesn't happen.
Yeah, sorry for you, Mark.
I wonder what Carson Wentz's numbers are. He has 12 of 17, 2 touchdowns, and a pick with a 105 rating. Just curious.
All right.
Just kind of fun. Oh, boy. Justin Adams says, worse, Chip Kelly, Sam Bradford, or Sirianni and Hurts? Okay, let's not get crazy here, Justin. Obviously, it's Chip Kelly and Sam Bradford. But we can at least, I don't like that. I don't like even thinking about that one. Bradford was, A.J. Brown has been ruled out, Landon. He's been ruled out with a knee injury.
Yep.
We don't even know if he is going to be okay next week. We have no idea.
Yeah. There's a Savage saying, could have been watching my kids. There you go.
Yeah.
Mr. Chris could have been playing Baldur's Gate right now. You should probably just go do that. I mean, we appreciate you hanging out with the stream. You can just hang out and start playing because the game is really over. Howard says, you guys are killing it with the roast. At least you're making me laugh. All right.
We're trying.
Glad we can somehow find
trying.
some humor.
3rd and 17. Tommy DeVito is in right now. I almost called him Danny DeVito again, but I caught myself. So Tommy DeVito in a 24-0 game will throw all day to do that. Dumps it out of the backfield of Barkley. Sorry, that's Gray. And he will get across the 40, but still be short. So a stop by the Eagle defense, which is really bad because now we got to watch Marcus Mariota on offense. J-Doc says, what's up with AJ? We don't know, but he has a structural integrity of the knee, according to Ian Rappaport, but he's going to be out the rest of the way. Monken from the Ravens, be interesting. Not a bad idea. He has really upped Lamar Jackson's game this year. That's not a bad idea. I forgot about that.
Wouldn't be opposed.
We will have plenty of shows talking about coaching candidates once they actually commit to firing Sirianni, but we are going to be very interested to see if that happens going forward. Giovanni says, what hope do we have for this week or next week? That's a great question. Great question. Yep.
Yep.
What if Marcus Mariota brings us back? Yeah. What if that were to happen?
Sure. Go.
Yeah.
Way to go if he does, I guess. Who cares?
Can we just stop playing? Honestly, I wouldn't hate the idea. I wouldn't hate it. Were we 4-point favorites in this game going into it? What were we? I don't even remember. Was it 4?
Yeah, 4.5. Yep.
Jeez. 4.5-point favorites.
Getting worked.
Ooh, boy.
China says third miracle at the Meadowlands. Mariota miracle at the Meadowlands.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe. This is crazy.
I don't know that I've ever seen a worse collapse and a worse, like, I don't know what you could call it, like fraudulent of a team. But I mean, you said it earlier too, and we were at the Dolphins game, like watching them in person at that game. Sure, there's a little bit of flaws, but it was a mostly complete game, and you came away from it going like, all right, hey, you know what? You can find stuff, and then all of a sudden, you lose it. It just gets worse and worse. And I know teams kind of figure things out, obviously, as the season goes along, but it's just like you lost a spark. You got even less creative. You got more basic, and then the defense completely collapsed, where it got even easier for those teams. It's just I can't understand how you go from a 10-1, and we're gonna sit here and go 11-6. So you finish 1-5.
I don't even know what to say, man. I really don't even know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Like, they haven't been in a game in 6 weeks. You mentioned going 1-6. They got blown out by the 49ers. They got blown out by the Dallas Cowboys. We were at that game. We paid to go to that game. Now we're getting blown out by the Giants. We got blown out by the Cardinals in the second half. And that Giant Christmas game was a little sketchy.
Definitely. It could have been a complete game, take care of business,
No.
because halftime was great, and then you just walk out and give it away, let him come back and be super close here. But Shaquille says, no reason to fire Nick. Y'all are too emotional.
There's plenty of
maybe
reasons.
Explain like why. Why are we too
Plenty of
emotional?
reasons.
Why do you feel like there's no reason to fire Nick?
Someone has to take the blame, as it'll be a Mariota quarterback keeper on the left side, makes a man miss, and he running like a wounded deer there, slipping and sliding on this stupid turf. And it'll be 2nd down and 6. Yeah, they're showing the injuries today, all officially out. A.J. Brown, Cam Jurgens, Sidney Brown. That one's probably significant. And Reed Blankenship out with a groin. A.J.'s seems like he has structure left on the ACL, which is good. But it's the Browns, the Sidney Brown is the issue. As Boston Scott gets his first carry against the Giants, and he will get 2 yards. It'd be 3rd down and 4. Dallas has scored again. It is 34, now 35-10. So for those wondering. See, and
Washington wants the second pick too, so.
Right. Today, this could have been 10-0 Philly. You look at the score at halftime, you pull the starters, and you still lose, and nobody cares. But the fact you played the starters until the end of the first half, and it was this bad, it's like, oh, boy. Mariota gives in a keeper on 3rd and 5. You'll have the first down. Nice sized legs there. He's running pretty well. Out of bounds at the 38. First down, Philadelphia. Too bad he got out of bounds, though, because that stops the clock. Oh, man.
It'll still run, actually, thankfully. What's the time threshold?
Yeah. Right. Good point.
So,
good point. Thank the Lord. Oh,
yeah. Otherwise, this game's going way too long as it is.
What is going on in Sirianni's head right now?
He's like, man, I'm gonna wait to see what text message I've got from Lori waiting on my phone now. Come see me.
Yeah. Here's an RPO, incomplete, almost picked, trying to find Watkins. Be interesting if, let's say Sirianni gets fired, who hires him as an offensive coordinator? Right? Like who? He probably wouldn't be an offensive coordinator. Like normally, normally you get fired as a head coach and you go be an OC somewhere. Who wants him as their OC? Serious question.
It's a great question, but I don't know who would. I really don't, because you don't have the track record to point to. And even whenever you got some success, you were not playing well. You made Shane Steichen the play caller, and then you elevated the game and the potential there. So, and then you look at this season too. I don't know. There's a lot you could be optimistic about.
Play fake, Mariota looking deep. Now going to roll to his left. Now he's going to throw, and that's incomplete. They try to throw a go ball to Boston Scott, so that wasn't going to work. It'd be 3rd down and 10. Boy, there's still a lot of Eagle fans in the crowd. I think they're just there to want to boo. I think they're probably there so they can boo, right?
I mean, if I paid good money and I sat through like the weather there, I'd probably work my way down and be like, I'm going to just start talking to Sirianni.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you think? Oh, boy. Super chat here from Enough Tumbleweed. What's going on in Sirianni's head? The monkey with the symbol. Something's going on. All right, 3rd and 10. 4:11 to go here, 3rd quarter. One of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. The Eagles have 0 points on them. Here comes a blitz. No, they're going to back out of it. Looks left, throws left. That's caught by Stoll, and he's going to have a first down.
There you go. Down. Christine says Sirianni can go to his son's Pee Wee football team.
He can definitely do that.
He can go to that. It'd be a version of Will Ferrell kicking and screaming is what I envisioned for Sirianni. So,
1st down and 10. 3:51 to go here, 3rd quarter. Appreciate people hanging out with us, despite the fact that it is a nightmare. Here's a first down and 10 throw. Left side, Watkins. There's a nice catch, and there's a first down out of bounds. That actually looked like a pretty good play. I like that one. Save that one for next week.
Yeah. If we could get a little bit of motion, a little creativity, but they make it look way too hard all the time.
All the time. Yep. It is brutally hard. All right. They're going to go hurry up now. 3:20 to go here, third quarter. Mariota in the gun from the 30-yard line of the Giants. Here's a give Penny, and that'll be a pretty good run there from Penny for a gain of about 8. Mailata is still the only starter in for Philadelphia because they do not have a backup left tackle because they're already using Johnson at right tackle right now. Looks like Dickerson's still in too, which is kind of interesting. He has to be because Juergens is out. He's got to play center. That stinks.
The eye injury, yeah. As Brian Massey said, what's a first down again?
Yeah.
After getting the one random one that we were not used to, but
2nd and 3 now. Good drive going. Here's a Covey quick screen left side. There's Britton Covey for a first down across the 20. Gotta like seeing a little Covey action here. Guy Jordan, the super chat. Super chat because you guys deserve hazard pay. We do. Yes, we do. We appreciate that.
Thanks, that man.
It's just not fun.
We appreciate it.
It's fun to hang out, but it's not fun to watch.
Yeah, we're just trying to survive through it, but you know, it is what it is. The question is, what's going to be more infuriating, the way this game's turned out, or what Sirianni's probably going to say in the presser?
Oh, the presser is going to be fun. We will both have that on our shows tomorrow. Be sure to watch. Here's a quarterback keeper. Now he's going to throw, bat in the air, and incomplete. Mariota tried to squeak somebody out there, and he might have been open, but Mariota threw it in the arms of Okereke, and it'd be incomplete. It'd be 2nd down and 10 with 2 to go in the third quarter. Matthew Bell says, Birds pull all the starters. Yes, everybody's been pulled.
Yep. All that can be, obviously, like you said earlier. Right. A couple still in there, unfortunately, that have to, and Landon Dickerson and Mailata. And I think Byard's still on defense. Other than that, I think all the defense was out.
Yep. Looked like it. Morrow, shouldn't really be a starter. Sure. But 2nd down and 10. Mariota in the gun from the 20-yard line of the Giants. First trip inside the red zone today. Got to get the snap off. They do. Here comes a blitz. They're going to run Scott behind it, and he'll get a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
I need a Boston Scott touchdown.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
I took anytime TD, so.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get you one.
Make me feel a little bit better, right? I mean, a little positive in the cash flow.
A little positive in the cash flow. Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, China says the presser is going to be the presser is going to set me on fire. I just know it. Yeah, it's going to probably be a lot of redundant sayings that we've heard a lot.
3rd and 9. Here comes a blitz from the Giants. No surprise. Mariota looks left, throws. Home run ball, end zone. Covey incomplete. He caught it, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
Brandon Martin says, hey, guys, if Nick gets fired, who would be a good head coaching candidate? Harbaugh, but Harbaugh's not. The Eagles would not have a chance with Harbaugh. Let's just say that. It's too late in the game. You have to be talking to his people now, unless he wants to be an Eagle, but I doubt it. Ben Johnson, again, highly sought after. I think Bieniemy is one you keep an eye on, depending on what they do there. But if you're Washington, you would fire Rivera tomorrow, as they're probably going to, and then promote Bieniemy is what I would do.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, you're just looking at random OCs, as the Eagles will kick a field goal. That way they don't get blanked. And they got it. Barely. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want Bill Belichick. I don't know how you watch this season and the Patriot offense and say Bill Belichick is someone that you want, because he would probably go out and hire Mike McDaniel or Josh McDaniels as your OC. Like, I mean, no thanks on Bill Belichick. Please no.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Kelsey is not playing, by the way. People asking.
Yeah, I thought we said that earlier, but yeah, Kelsey's not playing.
Yeah, they're all out.
I don't know. I don't know who head coach,
I'll give you some more. How about Bobby Slowick from the Houston Texans? He's the OC right now. He's a former Shanahan disciple, and he's obviously got C.J. Stroud winning Rookie of the Year. Okay. Obviously, we said Todd Monken. Definitely has some interest there. Frank Smith is your Dolphin OC, so there would be some Mike McDaniel play calling mixed in there. Brian Callahan is a nice, sexy name from the Bengals, another disciple that would come from the Shanahan coaching tree. I don't like any of these other names. I don't like the OC from the Seahawks or the DC from the Bucks. Bieniemy is in there as well. Mike Kafka, no thanks. Mike McDonald would be a coordinator on the Ravens, I believe. I'm out on Dan Quinn. I've seen him as a head coach before. I'm not interested in that. And I've seen Raheem Morris as a head coach before, and I've seen Brian Flores as a head coach before. Like, anyone who's been an ex-head coach, no thanks. I am very out on that. Vance Joseph, no thanks. Steve Spagnuolo, no thanks. Like, if you've been a head coach in the NFL, no thank you. You've had your chance. I'm not interested in another former head coach. You got to go out there, roll the dice, and hope you find the next Shanahan or Mike McDaniel or young OC is what you would do.
Yep. Be interesting to see who that be.
Oh, and Kelsey's not coming back for what Greg just said in the chat. Not a chance. You don't come back to a new head coach. Yeah. No, you don't do that.
That's going to be so tough too, because they're doing probably a second part of the documentary, so you're going to get to see it. That's going to be really emotional too.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
But hopefully you get extra behind the scenes. You'll get a lot more emotion on it, but maybe more of just kind of the struggles and seeing that, all right, this is kind of coming to an end. I'm with you, but I'd be shocked if Kelsey came back.
Man, Dallas is another pick. Sam Howell leads the league in picks. Let's throw another one, in case anyone was wondering. Oh, man. Hosea Jones, the super chat, bring proven OC and DC from college. College is risky. There's obviously the Georgia defensive coordinator, the Michigan defensive coordinator, both of which we talked to. Very risky to go outside of the NFL. Very risky.
Yep. Very
risky. Because Michigan's defense is pretty easy to be good when you play Rutgers every year. Like, it's difficult. Oh, man. And you're going to have probably like what? The 18th, 19th, 20th pick in the draft? Something like that? Depending on what happens next week. We still have next week, which is nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah,
We have a playoff game next week. Oh, man. And normally I would like convince myself, like, okay, maybe they can win. I'm not doing any of that this week. Doom and gloom this week, baby. Doom and gloom.
Yep.
I expect Baker to shred us next week.
Think about. There's really nothing. I mean, the Bucs look terrible too against Carolina, but I just don't know what there is to be positive other than like we're talking about here. OC, DC candidates, head coach, who that's gonna be, who they might bring in for their regime now. It's like I don't know.
It's a first down pass across the middle by Tyrod Taylor, who's back in to be second down and 3.
Jorge Diaz. Yes, Jorge Diaz said it's a 3-possession game. Anything can happen with the laughing emojis. So
Pimp Juice says, yeah, okay. Ron Rivera is DC. Munkin or Wink Martindale as head coach. You'd want Wink Martindale as your head coach? Are you crazy?
What
Yuck.
Why?
Second down run by Barkley gets a first down. He probably got 8 on second down and 3. No defensive head coaches. I know the defense is bad. This is a modern NFL. You do not hire a defensive head coach after watching what the offensive head coaches have done for the Eagles so far.
I don't.
Forgot about the Seahawks loss, too. I was mentioning earlier the 6 losses. Seattle wasn't really that dominant either. That was the closest game. You still lost.
Yep.
End of the third quarter. Oh, we're 1 quarter away from sweet relief. Sweet relief.
Yay.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm out on defensive coordinators being the next Eagles head coach. Out. So out.
Yeah. Brian says, any chance the Eagles sell their spot in the playoffs to the Giants?
They could.
Maybe.
They definitely could, but they won't.
Can we get a draft pick for it? Sure.
Yeah, can we have the Giants draft pick?
They might represent the second NFC East team better. Oh. Martin says, remember when we talked about those easy last 3 games? Yep.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. We all did it. It wasn't just me and Josh. Everybody, you guys watching did it too. Should have been easy.
We're like, hey, it's the get right schedule. It's the get right portion of your schedule. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to get a little bit momentum, pick up some easy wins. Oh, I just don't know.
I just saw a tweet that Dickerson might be hurt, but I can't find it.
Oh, gosh.
Which would mean Kelsey would have to come back in and play center, which is really scary.
Yeah. Josh Tolentino says, Landon Dickerson inside the medical tent. Kelsey appears to be ready to re-enter, grabbed his helmet, and warming up.
Sweet. Oh, man.
Just so bad. Insult to injury.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Still on commercial break for those wondering. We're waiting to get this fourth quarter going here. We're not looking forward to it, though, so.
Nope. But we appreciate you guys hanging out.
Yes.
We'll have more coverage and recaps and everything else throughout this coming week.
And we'll get you ready for the offseason once the season is over, whether it's next week or they somehow pull off a miracle. And what is funny, too, is that, again, they're playing the worst NFC playoff team. It's the two worst. Eagles are the worst. Bucks are the worst. It's going to be a battle of the two worst, the 4 and the 5.
Janine says, you guys look so sad. They will go to the Super Bowl. Put smiles on your face.
Stop, Janine. Stop it. No. Don't say that.
Yep.
Don't say that.
Like 3 weeks ago-ish, I would still be like, there's a chance we can get this.
We're going to go on a little run. Not anymore.
Lee D says, this team is quit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well.
What gave it away?
I don't know, the 24-3 getting beat by the Giants now as they're moving the ball 3rd and 4 coming up.
Man. Well,
it's gonna feel weird. I mean, not gonna lie. I assumed that we did make the playoffs, so hey, we're in it. But
yes,
assumed it would be a very different feeling heading into the playoffs, and then I will be shocked if we do anything really go very far in any way. As Tyrod Taylor breaks a tackle, Patrick Johnson had a sack and he escapes it, and Shaq Leonard brings him down, but it's going to be 2 yards short, so a 4th and 2.
Should have been a late hit there on Patrick Johnson. Ooh, Eli Ricks is holding his knee. Oh, he might be holding his groin. No, I can't tell, or his hamstring. You never know if you get hit where it's not supposed to. Yeah, he's getting up. Well, he was supposed to be getting up. Not yet.
Hopefully he's okay.
I think he just got smacked in the old nether region. Yeah, the training staff smiling.
Okay, yeah, you're laughing with him.
Yeah, I think
we share a birthday, by the way.
Do you really?
We do. Yep. He liked my message. I sent him a happy birthday. I said, "Hey, we share birthday." He liked it.
Well, gotta like that.
Maybe we could get Eli on the show, like in the off season.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Get one of the players.
Hey, Eli, tell us what happened. Can you imagine? That'd be fun.
You'd be like, man, what's up?
That'd be fun. All right, they're gonna get the ball back.
Punt is away.
Kind of funny that they went for the field goal instead of trying to score in a 4-score game. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to get shut out. Looks better.
It's probably what
somehow.
It was. It's probably exactly what it was. They did not want to get shut out. Oh, man. 13 minutes left.
Guy Jordan parody hot take. Nick Sirianni deserves to be the NFL Coach of the Year for squeezing 10 wins out of this team.
Eagles are 1.5-point favorites now against the Bucks.
Okay. I'm telling you, people are jumping on that number. You could get it real quick. Plus 1.5.
You could definitely get it.
It's gonna flip. I'll be shocked if it doesn't flip and the Bucks are favorites before game time.
I think we are going to see Jason Kelce. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Jason Kelce.
Man, I feel so terrible for that dude.
Yeah, put his body through this season to watch it just crumble like this.
Jerry Jones is unsurprisingly celebrating the Eagles getting destroyed in his suite.
Has he pulled Dak yet?
That's a good question. Surely they have.
The Cowboys are the 2 seed, man. And they win the division. How much does that suck? That blows that the Cowboys are going to be the 2 seed and really have the best chance they've had to go to a Super Bowl in a very long time. Because they get to be at home now until they got to go on the road against San Francisco. And then we'll have to root for San Francisco when those 2 teams finally play. Jeez.
Who do you root for at that point?
San Francisco for sure. But
I know, but
brutal.
You just got to hope that whoever goes, you're like, all right, I guess it's probably Baltimore for the AFC, but you just hope that they get destroyed in the Super Bowl.
All right.
Let's see. We had Ernest said, "Hey Josh, don't listen to Seth Joyner after this game."
A lot of people that would like Seth Joyner to be your defensive coordinator. That'd be funny if they actually did it, but I'm sure they won't.
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't.
Yeah. He's gonna rip the players a new one, but and the coaches for sure. Which I mean they deserve it. So whatever.
All right. Dickerson is still in at center. That is good news.
Yep. He came back out.
It stinks, but it's better than having to put poor Jason Kelsey, who's probably not warmed up anymore.
Yeah. 10 possessions for the Eagles, 4 punts, 3 turnovers, 1 field goal, 1 turnover on downs, and 1 halftime. That is bad.
All right, Marcus, get us out of this game quick. Run.
Marcus takes the snap, rolling left, complete to Quez for first down. Out of bounds. 10-yard gain.
Well, got out of bounds. Any interest in Derrick Henry this offseason, Josh? He's going to be a free agent. Any interest?
No. Nope.
Okay.
I'm out.
Curious.
Nope.
He had a big day today.
He did. There's every bit of resources that we have. I say you keep the guys that we have on offense, spend and acquire and do whatever we need to on defense. Now Mariota complete Calcaterra first down right side, 10 yards.
Yeah, I think my free agent money goes towards defensive players. Got to see who's available. You're going to need a linebacker, and you're going to need a pass rusher, and they got to figure out safety because safety Kevin Byard stinks, and he will not be an Eagle next year.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty frustrating. Mr. Chris says, living in the Detroit area, I'm going to be a Lions fan for the playoffs.
I think me too. I like the Lions. I'm nothing against the Lions. Jared Goff, left for dead.
Be too upset.
Lions have been bad. They haven't won a division in 30 years. And they'd be a good team to hopefully beat the Cowboys. So,
yeah.
That is likely a divisional round matchup, Cowboys and Lions in Jerry World.
I could get behind that. And they're going to be taking it personal, too, with how they kind of got gypped at the end of that one. So
they definitely did.
All right, still 12 minutes in this one. Mariota empty set, takes a snap, blitz coming, buys a little time, throws it high, incomplete.
Darn it. 10. Incomplete pass.
For Covey.
Man. Oh, man.
Gold says, well, I live in Dallas, LOL. Me too, but that doesn't mean that you have to root for the local team.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Maybe out of it.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
No pride, no backbone, no grit, no determination, no dog accountability, no creativity, all injury, no such an embarrassing showing. Yeah. It's just one of the most embarrassing. I mean, there's been bad Eagle games. Like let's not pretend like they haven't had bad Eagle games. 4 wins a couple years ago. But this is really bad.
Yep. Left side to Olamide Zaccheaus for 8 yards, brings up a 3rd and 2 at the 41. Let's see. Yeah, 3rd and 2. I mean, I'll root for Green Bay. I mean, I kind of would anyway, but it's not. I'm not sure. Maybe Green Bay does something a little bit, surprise someone. I'll just root for upsets, quite honestly, because it makes it fun. But
yeah, Green Bay has got to win. They're hanging in there. They're trying. 17-9.
It's my wife and her family are doing. They're cheering for the Cheeseheads.
It's like a first down run by Mariota. Mariota's running a lot. It's interesting how much running Mariota has done, and being in here. You always have wondered if they're kind of protect Jalen Hurts, but been a lot of run.
Yeah, they're. At least he takes off and he realizes, but he had it so many times like, oh, that's not working. Let's just go. Mariota taking the snap. Little time now over the middle. Open is Covey. Complete, breaks a tackle at the 20. Misses it, makes a man miss, and then up to the 16-yard line. So
Stayed
you
in
got
bounds.
Into the red zone. 10:50 in the fourth.
Yep. Gotta like staying in bounds. Boy, there's still 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Holy cow. Jeez.
Yeah, I know it's going to take a while. All right, let's get a Boston Scott touchdown. I got the anytime touchdown here.
He's in right now.
Come on.
He's in right now.
Come on, baby. $50 Shades of Trey said, I just woke up. Is A.J. Brown okay?
Ha! We have no update.
Nothing yet.
No update.
Mario to the snap. Looking left. Deep shot. It's Quez. Touchdown.
Right.
Okay.
They did something.
That was a decent catch and a decent play by Quez. I will say that.
Look at Quez doing the talking. Oh, gosh.
Are you serious?
Oh, man. Quez, you can't do that, buddy.
Bro, just catch it and go to the sideline.
Yeah, I don't like that right now. Well, stops the clock. Well, they scored. They
did.
scored.
24 to 10. Well, assuming that the PAT here, there's 6 on the play clock, had to run somebody off. And they will snap is good, hold is good, and the PAT is good. So 24-10.
There you go.
YG said, my toxic trait is thinking we can come back.
Ha! I mean, it doesn't matter. Dallas is rolling right now. And a comeback with the backups in would make things worse, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it make it look a lot worse? It'd be like, oh boy.
Probably, yeah, because then you're going like, what in the world? Why could the starters not get any momentum?
Yeah, it would not be good.
I
want to make sure there isn't an update. I don't think that there's an update in terms of any Eagle players. No,
I think the last thing was just AJ Brown. Nothing major on the initial review, but
yeah, that's all we have.
But no specific details. So I guess they'll maybe take a deeper look tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're going to get an MRI tomorrow. You're going to... I guess the only positive right now is that you're hurting the Giants' draft pick, because the Giants are going to win this game, and their draft pick just got worse. So that's good, and maybe knocks them out of quarterback, like a Michael Penix or a Jaden Daniels or, one of those top 10 picks that I don't know where they would actually still be. Let me look it up here. I don't know where they would actually still be. Let's see. They right now are the 5, and with Tennessee winning and them winning, they'll still be top 10 because Atlanta is the 8 with the 7 and 10, so they'll still be top 10. Doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt that much.
Yeah,
maybe one spot.
Britton Covey in the medical tent.
Oh, great. It's almost like this field is just the worst thing in the entire world. Eventually, there needs to be a team that just says, we're not playing on this field. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to play on this field. No thanks.
Yeah.
Just
sorry, we're done. We'll forfeit.
Yeah. Like just take the L.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles should have almost done that. All right, 10 minutes. I mean, technically, there's still 10 minutes to go. I mean, it's only a 2-score game now, right? You want to be a little positive.
Yeah.
Onside kick, maybe? Onside kick?
If you had any, if you took the Eagles, -4.5, or you have any anytime touchdown scores, I feel like that's really the only moral victory, the only thing you're looking for at this point. So the Giants will get it to 25. Let's see. Covey has emerged from the tent.
There you go.
He's
That's good.
testing out his cutting motions on the sideline from Josh
Wants-
Tolentino. So,
Wants to stay in there.
all right, hopefully fine.
All right, let's see what the defense can do. The backup defense, that is. The entire defense being backups right now. So
Tyrod Taylor, the snap, rolling out right side, a little bit of pressure, but a dump off there to Shepard, actually. Wow. And that was a gain of about 9 before he goes out of bounds. So 2nd and 1. Or maybe they gave him the first.
I think they did. Kevin Byard's still in there. Boy, you talk about is the Golden Tate trade all over again. Golden Tate at the deadline. You think you're getting some sort of pretty good slot receiver. He was really good, before he came to Philadelphia. He caught the wild card touchdown. But, yeah, this is Golden Tate all over again. Byard's been horrible. He's been really bad. Like, shockingly bad. I really thought that was going to be a big move for the Eagles secondary, and it's been absolutely nothing.
I thought it was too. So much worse than what I expected. Barkley handoff, pushes up the middle, only a gain of 1. Brought down by Ajomo.
Boy, Saquon is desperately trying to get to 86 yards on the day. That way he could get to 1,000 yards this season. He is really trying to get there. And I don't know how close he is. He still has a long... he only has 46.
Break one, yeah.
Long way to go. Long way to go.
Now fake handoff to Barkley, rolling out right side, and complete. Little crosser over the middle.
It's Hodges.
First down.
Like. Yep.
Yep.
Clock keeps running, though. Thank goodness. Amazing the Cowboy game only has 5 minutes left. That one's gone faster than our game. You think our game would have been screaming now with, how bad it's been. But no, that one's about to be over, and they're going to break out the championship T-shirts. Somewhere in the Eagles building, or in this building right now, are the Eagles 2023 NFC Championship game shirts that they will now ship to somewhere else in the world, that they will now burn or whatever they do.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Because technically you could have been wearing them if you win this game and the Cowboys would have lost. They had to have them printed.
That is true.
What a waste.
God. Oh, man. That's a completion there. Waller, gain of about 6, 2nd and 4.
Nice tackle there by Job. Clock keeps ticking.
The K-Dude says this team is the definition of fiasco. Yep.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd love to see a video explaining how pathetic and embarrassing this team is. You can watch tomorrow's show for either one of our channels. I'll probably get a little bit of that.
Yep. Try to balance it out some as Barkley doesn't go anywhere. There's a gain of 0 there. Patrick Johnson on the stop. For a while, it's try to be positive, try to remain somewhat optimistic. But like we were saying, there's just nothing after this performance and the lack of being able to get anything going, momentum, players getting hurt, banged up.
Yep. Imagine if AJ's out next week. I mean, surely we would really have no chance.
Yeah.
Talk about oh, man.
Yep. First down to Waller.
Right in front of Kevin Byard. Well, under 6 to go. If you were wondering if the Eagles could get a quick stop and maybe, with the backups down 2 scores, make a little run here. Not been the case. This is a 6-minute drive, and they are now into Eagle territory.
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor, 22 of 29, 296 and a touchdown. Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers.
If you wanted to win your fantasy league, just play whoever the quarterback was against the Eagles just about all year.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrod Taylor takes the keeper there, runs for a gain of 13 or 14.
Difference between us and the Cowboys and the Niners, they blow out a smaller competition, says AA. That's true. That's true. Swift taking a sick day is the best thing to happen to us all year. Yeah, he was smart. He's feeling real good not playing in this game.
Yeah.
Real good. Finster's just hang in there, guys. Unlike your team, you're both aces. We appreciate that. That's very nice.
Thank
Unlike
you.
your team.
Tyrod Taylor handoff to Gray, just slicing through the Swiss cheese defense for 12 yards.
I can't get over how wrong we were about Sean Desai. Not to say that Sean Desai was good, because he wasn't. But
Yeah.
the fact that we got rid of him from play calling, and it's gotten dramatically worse. At least the Desai defense. I mean, the Desai defense beat Patrick Mahomes. The Desai defense beat Josh Allen. The Desai defense beat Mike McDaniel. And now that the Patricia defense is getting shredded, like you just said, Swiss cheese every week since he's been in. He's been terrible.
Mm-hmm. It's. I thought it would be better too. Is Gray takes the handoff, a good tackle from McCollum, only gain of 2 or 3. But yeah, I thought it would be better. I really did. I mean, whenever we were breaking the news first, whenever it broke, and saying hey, we're gonna get a new play caller, new DC, whatever you want to call him officially. I felt confident. I was optimistic. And then even you saw it in the Seattle game, it was better. And, the final drive, that cost you the game, but it was really the offense not playing well. And I just kind of thought all right, hey, we'll be fine. The defense will be all right.
Yeah.
And I think it's just more so teams got a little bit more tape of, okay, hey, how is Patricia going to call the Eagles defense? And after a couple more weeks, then they go, well, there you go. That's how to take advantage of it.
Heatmaster says, love you guys. See you next week when our Eagles are somehow in the playoffs. Yeah, they're in. They're in.
We appreciate the love, though. We will be here.
Mm-hmm.
We will be here.
Yeah, it's gonna be real fun next week. I just don't know how you. J-Doc says, is AJ done for the season? We don't know. There's no AJ Brown update, and we won't get one until tomorrow probably.
Yep.
I'll talk after this play.
Tyrod Taylor rolling out right side, trying to find someone, pressured by Johnson, and throws it out of the end zone. 4th and 2.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you expect this Eagle team to win next week. They would have to look dramatically different. They would have, especially. I mean, you're gonna have banged up AJ if he plays, banged up Smitty. They would have to look night and day better, man. Night and day better.
Yeah, I don't know what it would take, but yes, they have to be so much different.
Looks like they are going to kick a field goal. Okay. Barely good. Jeez, like a knuckleball.
Yeah.
All right.
7-10.
3 more minutes and we can get out of here. 3 more minutes. Go have
Oh
dinner.
my gosh.
Say hi to your kid. Say hi to your wife. Get out of this nasty rut that we're in. My goodness.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, there were a lot of other things that would have been enjoyable today. Wow. Calvin says it's the Big Dom curse.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, maybe. Issues just got worse and worse after that point, but I don't know. You think maybe Big Dom's the one calling plays? He's not been on the sideline since then, so
Yeah. By the way, Packers have won. They are going to be the 6th seed, I believe, because the Rams are going to lose. But that eliminates the Seahawks and it eliminates the Saints. And the Rams are winning now 21-20. So the Rams still have a chance to be the 6th. So it's going to be Packers-Cowboys next week, most likely.
Hey, go Pack, go.
It could be a fun game. I don't know if they're going to, but it could be a fun game.
Most likely, well, depending on how it turns out with baby girl on the way, but maybe watching that one with my wife's family, cheering on the Packers.
There you go. Unacceptable. We're done this year from Kenneth Butler. It feels that way, Kenneth. It feels that way. Oh man.
Frank
I
says,
agree with
well,
John. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Frank said, well, I'm glad we at least put something on the board. I'll take this over 0.
I like John Rice's comment here. He says, we need to move off the Vic Fangio style of defense. Yes, please. Please. Anything. Jim Schwartz not being an Eagle is starting to really kind of haunt us a little bit, huh? That Browns defense looks good.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Really
that
good.
Defense is really good. Yeah, the fact that they're still doing it, the number of losses that they've had, especially offensive side of the ball, but they are just absolutely destroying teams from the defensive side of the ball. Mariota now, 3 minutes left, complete to Covey, who's back in the game after going to the medical tent, so he should be fine.
Jeff Phillips, man, 50 years of fan, fire coaches, coordinators, disgusted. Yeah, I haven't felt this disgusted since Chip Kelly was the coach. Because even with Doug, it's like Doug won a Super Bowl. They had no weapons. Wentz was regressing in front of our eyes. This is the worst since Kelly.
Yeah, I'm with you. It is. It's pretty obvious.
I think we're going to be the Saturday afternoon game. I think they will put the worst game on Saturday afternoon. Oh, Mariota.
Oh, Mariota. Fumble, the Giants have it. Ojulari with the recovery and 3:28 to play. That should be it.
We've got to be the Saturday afternoon game, right? It's got to be. It absolutely has to be.
Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't.
But we'll see. We'll see. There was Mariota dropping it. Yeah, but at least now you can run it a couple times, then knee it, and then this game is over.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as we said, get ready for our shows tomorrow. Full post-game breakdown or full post-game highlights tomorrow in terms of what stupid stuff they say in the locker rooms. Yeah, Jeff, we'd like just that Joyner help with the defense, but is it practical? Probably not.
Probably not. As Marquis says, Patricia is not it. No, he's not.
No. Patricia doesn't deserve a defensive position at all.
Mm-mm.
Which is why you wouldn't want to hire Bill Belichick, because he'd probably bring Patricia in as a coach, and you would just make me sick. Sick.
Yeah.
Darius Slay back next week makes a difference.
I mean, it helps, but it's they're so fundamentally flawed at this point. Like but it is it's the completeness of the team too, as we know. I mean, it's like, yeah, Frank says such a sad game. It's such a sad game, but it's depressed. Like the defense played poorly, sure, but the offense, like the starters put up 0 points.
Yeah,
I mean,
horrific.
It's abysmal against a Giants defense. It's not like you should, be like, oh, okay, it's a solid defense. They should be limiting us, especially when you're coming away from that game coming into this game saying, we're going to build momentum. There's a reason why the starters are going to play. They're going to build momentum. We're going to get ready for playoffs, get rolling. And you just come right out and show that you still don't have a clue.
Why are the Giants still throwing the ball? They trying to run it up here? They might be trying to run it up.
Maybe.
They might be.
Still upset about losing in the divisional round?
Maybe. All right.
We're getting there. 2:04 left. Yeah, Jordan said, I've never seen a collapse like this. I know that's a lot of us are feeling really terrible about this season.
I haven't seen this. They missed the extra or the field goal.
Hit the upright.
Missed it. All right. Well, 2-minute warning. Get us out of this game, man. Get us out of this game. Please get us out of this game.
Dalton says, what will it take to change the scheme? Clean house. I mean,
everybody's gone in terms of coaching. Everybody.
Yeah. And it does bring up the question too, like how much is Howie involved? It
does.
Is he also the one on the scheme? Does it have to be like, hey, I know that you've been good at some personnel guys, but like if we bring in someone different, we got to shake this thing up. We got to get motion involved. We got to do different scheme. Let someone else kind of control the element of the offense here. I don't know. I don't know how much he's in there, but he likes to be close. He likes to be close in the coaching and the scheme and everything else, and he's great at his job, but he might need to take a step back if he is really heavily involved in this situation.
Yep, he might. I 100% agree. There's always been, he has some really good signings too, just away from coaching, and then he has some signings like this year that just make you scratch your head. Really odd stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't a Howie masterclass. We thought it was. I thought it was this offseason. I really thought it was. Bringing back Slay and Bradbury and, Carter and the draft that we had. It wasn't the case. It's not the case.
Mm-mm.
Someone said bet the mortgage on the Bucks plus 2.5 next week, whatever it is, plus 1.5.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You'll be that much richer.
Imagine we had kept Hicks and Edwards as linebackers, says Steven. Yeah, it might have helped. I don't know if it fixes all the issues, but we asked that question last week. If they would have kept T.J. Edwards and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, how different would it be?
Yeah.
I mean, the offense scored 0 points with the starters.
Yeah.
They
would help.
Boy.
They would help in certain situations, but ultimately, again, it's a whole team issue.
Yeah.
It's a whole coaching issue, team issue.
All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We'll see what the Eagles are. Are they going to pass? Are they going to run this and get out of here? Let's see what happens.
I hope that we just run the football a couple times. Don't get anybody else injured. Just in the game.
Go eat dinner. Good Sunday night game tonight. Dolphins and whatchamacallit? Bills. That'll be fun.
Yep.
How about Pete Z here? Another pathetic showing. Get a drink, fellas. Pete with the $100 super chat. Pete, we needed that. Really
appreciate that.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you so much, Pete.
You could use one.
Oh man, I might just spend all of this on drinks. Is about the amount that we would need after what we've seen from this.
Oh my gosh!
Oh
Boston
man.
Scott handoff for 2 to the left side. Yeah, these are.
Shout out Pete. All right, when will we play next week? They're going to let us know very soon because as soon as this ends, they should let us know. I think we're going to know shortly. Follow us on Twitter if you don't haven't already.
Yep, we will figure it out pretty quick. Lover of the Spud, what do you guys think happened to Hurts the second half of this season? Coaching remained the exact same, terrible.
Yeah, coaching and play calling. Easily.
Alcantara for 8 yards, almost a first down, maybe a first down. Yeah, he's slightly regressed in terms of just the analytics, what they would say, but it's not drastic. It's really on expected throws that Hurts has to throw some of the most difficult throws all season, but he's the highest in terms of getting the most out of it. So that means that he's basically just making it happen. He's got tight windows to throw to. The coaches are not scheming anything open. They're not making anything easy for him either. So, are there times that, Hurts has made some boneheaded decisions? Sure. We know the Vikings pick that he threw and the one against the Jets. Okay. Yeah. He's made some mistakes, but overall, no, it's coaches.
Man.
Mariota takes the snap here. They're going to keep throwing, and he is sacked.
That's it. That should do it.
Mailata giving up the sack with 12 seconds, and that should be the game.
We're done.
China says, don't worry, guys. They're waiting for Josh's baby to be born to bring out the playbook. Hopefully so. They're
not.
Doing me a favor. And they're saving Penny for the postseason.
Yeah.
And Sirianni made this whole thing vanilla, to put his job in jeopardy.
Can you imagine? The
playoffs. And the NFL is scripted, so don't worry. Everyone's against Kelsey, but he's going to shock the world. And
Taylor Swift will be at the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Gosh, they're showing Kelsey too walking across the field. I feel terrible for him.
I do too. I'm so sorry. We did this to you. All right, Josh, you have anything to say, or do you want to wrap this thing up? We're going to have total recaps tomorrow. So on our show, you're going to hear from Sirianni. You're going to hear from everybody. Just subscribe for that. There's not much more to say right now, though. I don't think there's anything else that has. We've basically been doing a 2-hour post-game show.
Yeah, basically. I appreciate, again, everybody hanging out in the chat, trying to be, I don't know, optimistic,
hanging out. Very
realistic, whatever. But we do appreciate all you guys, as you know. So we will catch you tomorrow, and about to tune into this presser too to hear how terrible it is.
Yeah, we got to see exactly what they say. All right, guys. Again, we're gonna have plenty of updates for everything that's happening the rest of the week. I would not be surprised if there's some dramatic stuff, especially some dramatic press conference stuff from later on tonight, and Josh and I will have shows tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe for that. For Josh Davis and Thomas Mott, completely embarrassed and ready to not talk about the Eagles for at least the next 12 hours. So see you guys.
Go Birds.
Yeah.